it since this way too, because we kind of realized it's like, oh right, there might be something we want to do real quick involving this. Uh, all right. So with that, I believe Needles, you were starting to chase after him.
Oh, yeah, if he's still within range. If not, I
Mhm.
can just pass it off. But I did have an interest in quickly buying one or both of the masks.
Gotcha. Uh, so, oh, I am coming out a little loud. There we go. Uh, okay, sorry. I just want to make sure that echoes gone. So you run, you see him. Marvelo is starting to, because like he is booking it. He is, at this point, gathering all his stuff and running. Um,
If I use one of my dissection times, my effectively my version of the blade song, it
mhm,
increases my speed by 10 feet, so I can fly at 80 feet if I dash
mhm.
per round. I should be able to catch up.
Yeah. So with that, you are able to catch up to him. Uh, as he's like pretty much at the outskirts of town, like heading right out. Uh, and so what do you say to him?
Well, before I left my group,
Oh,
I would have
okay.
said to Avalon and Winch, I had a quick change of mind. I'm going to go chase after him. You can join me if you want. And to Marvelo, I, I will tell him, Mr. Marvelo, I just, quick change of heart, decided I would like one or both masks. How much? Your prices seemed fluid.
Ah, yes. Well, everything must go, especially me, sale. Um, and you're buying both. And he kind of looks at you for a moment and goes, and he kind of like adjusts a little monocle that's by his eye as he looks at you for a moment. He's like, yes. Well, feel free, yes. Go ahead and, I don't know, 15 gold each? Good price?
Uh, Deal. I'll take it.
And so you hand because he said each, so you give the 30 gold?
I give it 30 gold, yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't say it wrong. Uh,
No,
and so,
that's a good price.
and he's like, no, of course, wonderful price. Simply because I have to go. No questions asked, and if she asks which direction I ran and you know which way, maybe you'll be, uh, consider me when I gave you such good deal when they ask such not good questions. I'll be off. and
Just make sure you have good masks for us next time we meet, and I will keep your whereabouts quite hidden.
He goes, good.
Promise.
And then he kind of pauses and goes, and now you remember, if you see anyone else wearing my wares, feel free to increase my inventory. And he gives a little wink and he runs off.
I will stare into space for a second, contemplating the choice I just made to purchase them, and then return to the group.
All right. And so, uh, Needles, having told everyone that he was heading out, you guys are there for a little longer, and he comes right back to you. Uh, all right. And so at this point, because I think it was, yeah. And so now it's evening, or getting close to it. Because I think last session we still did the long rest, right? At the end of session, or no?
Yeah, we did
I
at the
have
beginning
no
of
idea.
session, so it
Oh,
was pretty. It's not
yeah.
even, or it's probably midday or so.
It's midday. Yeah. It's like midday. It's not that late. Good. All right. So the party is together. With the exception of Timmel, who is training, and Enki, who's running free in the woods, or wherever
But
he may be.
Timmel could probably rejoin us at this point, or we could go and get him.
Yeah. Just zoom. All right.
We just see him doing
Running
laps
around.
around the city.
I guess I could go and join y'all.
All right. And so as you're starting to head out, why don't you give me either a intimidation roll or athletics?
Okay. Let me pull up
Is this for his training of the goblins?
Yeah.
Gotta get him swole. We need some good reinforcements.
I've been getting swole for a little
Good.
bit. Apparently not good enough though.
That's pretty good. 16's good.
No, yeah, not bad. They're doing all right. They're doing pretty decent. Alright. So, yeah, okay. So yeah, no, they get an alright training. And so, it's mid-training, and you decide to head out to the rest of the city to see what everyone's up to. And as you head out, Little Stump calls out, goes, "Hey, where are you going?"
I'm sorry, little Stump. We'll work on that mixtape later, Birdie. I gotta catch up with the people. I ain't talked to them in a minute, but maybe I'll be back.
Sounds good. We'll be here. And goes back to just working on his song in a journal that says "not my journal." And you head out and you join with the rest of the group. And so yeah, the party, you're all back together, finished with your respective chores and prayers and whatnot. What are you guys up to?
I mean, I would assume that I have no idea what's going on,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We
So-
did come back down and check on you, so we would
Yeah.
have given you the update. We probably would have updated you, but we can go over it right now.
Yeah.
We all just want to join the tavern.
I'd probably walk up to Needles, be like, "Hey, man, long time no see." Be like, well, so what's happened since the last time that you guys checked up on me?"
I will look to Avalon and Winch. We've been a bit busy, as we told you, or as we briefly mentioned when we brought him down. John Williams here was responsible for some shenanigans in the city, and we put a stop to that.
All right, that's pretty good.
And just in your head, so nobody else can hear it, I will clarify. He was responsible for the petrifications, but he's going to be working with us for some duration.
Is that the guy you guys tied up?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He was in a barrel for some time. Tried to burn him, tried to feed him to the sharks, but he came out of it all right.
Lucky
Yeah,
I
they
wasn't there. I would have shish kebabbed him.
I like hearing him scream.
Yes. Although he's actually back.
Glor
at
just
the
said that
camp.
out loud. Oh, did we send him back to camp?
Or I think you got.
Right.
Yeah, you sent him back at camp. I think.
So
Yeah,
he does
he-
not hear Glorb shout.
That looks like-
Glorb and Timmel threatening him.
But yes, most certainly, if you didn't, he's just like, thanks.
The voices in my head as well. I hear them.
Was
I
there
didn't hear what you
anything
guys
else?
said, but I was having the combo in my own head.
What else did we need to update Timmel on?
Did we tell him about the princess and the prince?
Right, that is important. And I will pull out the little vial so Ava can talk to.
And she's just like, oh, hey there. Yeah, you've been pretty busy with the training of goblins. I can't imagine that's easy.
By the way, Timmel, this is a little goldfish in a test tube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That Anki fish from a cup of water.
Bruh. Flashbacks of
I
me
think
and the
so.
goblins partying and like puking everywhere.
That show's nuts.
She's like, yeah, I'm afraid I don't know too much at the moment. Yep, no, apparently I'm a princess, so,
Her memories are even more scattered than ours. But she's on the same quest as us looking for her brother, the prince.
I see.
She was transformed by someone. We're not sure.
More things added to the quest line. I see. It seems that she's been afflicted more than us with this strange land.
Yes, but Enki used that rod we had gotten from the goblins in conjunction with a special scale to fish her out of a cup of water.
That Enki always a wild one.
He
Crafty.
also he wished for a pair of boots. He probably came by and showed them to you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's quite
Yeah.
he's quite confident in them.
You do recall seeing occasionally just seeing him just like zooming past and going like doing like the two hands down while like kneeling to just really emphasize the sneaks. And then he just sprints right out again, just flying away. So yeah, he's fast.
Yeah, I believe I have seen Enki. Enki's zoomed by a couple times.
And then let's see. So yeah, what do you guys do now? She's just like, yep. Anyway, I'm just here. Don't mind me. I'm in the test tube. If you have anything that you want to ask, I can do my best to answer, but won't be too much help at the moment.
Do they fit you in the pocket?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I hang her on my belt, so
Oh,
she's
okay.
visible.
Mhm.
I was wondering how the transportation was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tiny fairy-sized test tube, so you can barely see her, but you just hear the voice coming out of the test tube.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's like, yeah, I
is she
grow
always
to.
that size?
Yeah, no, my size grows to fit the container I'm in.
Ah. Okay.
But
And then last things last is that we were waiting for Escara, our paladin friend of Gregory Binns, to show up sometime tonight or tomorrow. And I believe that's all you've missed.
Good recap. Seems like I've missed quite a bit, but nothing too crazy.
There are these
Uh,
masks, of course.
Do we
They,
know when our person we're waiting for shall be arriving?
Do we know?
Not a specific time, but most likely early in the morning. Based on just,
Likely sometime tomorrow, Timmel. That's what Gregory told us, at least.
What do you guys propose we do up until the morning?
We still have to sell the wine from.
Right. I got distracted by the masks.
Yeah. I know. Glorb took some to the tavern. Oh, the inn already. I don't remember how much he took, but we still have like some here, I believe.
Yes, we were going to get some money for the wine and then disperse it among us. You also received 100 gold, and at this point, well, I guess I wouldn't be carrying it, but I will suggest that one of our teammates pass it over, since we wouldn't have had a chance to. Unless,
Enki could have ran it to him.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Did you put in his inventory?
I don't think I did though. Let me double check.
Yeah, so you can add 100 gold. We all got 100. We got 800 total from John when we beat him up and forced him to give it to us.
Oof. we fucking
I
extorted
kind
him.
of broke into his
Wait.
vault downstairs.
It's not much of an, well, perhaps it is still extortion, but it was deserved extortion considering how many people he'd harmed with his antics.
Right.
Oh, I
And I
did give it
don't-
to you. Okay, so you already
I
have
don't
it.
think you knew this, Timmel, but
I
he
have
had
it
not
right now.
only been petrifying people, but he had been working with Illithid.
The what?
Mind flayers, big tentacle ones, look a lot like Winch, but a bit more aggressive, domineering.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a history roll. This is probably going to be disadvantage. Let me just double check your core memories. Do you have any core memories related to like school or anything related to studying?
I don't believe so. Let me go. Where? It's been a while.
Yeah, no worries.
Uh,
It's in the here. Mine's still loading up for your. There we go. So if we go in bio, and let's see. So that got forgotten. That's still there. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's mainly. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so yeah, none of these are necessarily in direct relation to this.
so disadvantage.
So go ahead and roll history disadvantage.
Did click disadvantage. Find history.
All right, so 13. Yeah, you know, like lithids are like bad. You're not really sure why. They haven't been around really for quite a long time, and they're not good. Maybe someone who is more studied of Draconian history might be able to tell you why specifically Draconia doesn't like them, but like they're definitely
I
not
have no
good.
clue. Yeah. Okay. These lithids, you guys say? I don't think I've ever seen one or heard too much about them.
And we'll be lucky if that continues to stay the case.
Bad encounters. You said. I see.
As two members of the party are fairly familiar with these creatures.
Well, since I'm still in the inn, I cannot
Yeah.
give information on it.
We could say at this point you were wrapping up prayers or something like that to regroup for a moment.
Then, yeah, I can. Ithalids are basically mind flayers from Baldur's Gate.
Haka would have stayed in the
Oh,
inn.
Hawk would say,
I,
gotcha.
I never played Baldur's Gate, sadly.
They're
Tentacle monsters. They control you.
yeah, they're squids, and they're
Sure.
just know that they are absolutely evil, and I would like to kill as many as possible when we see them.
They're kind of like Cthulhu.
Let me
They're
turn. Was that Hawk talking there at the end?
That was out of character.
Oh, that was out of character? Okay. Yeah. I gotta turn you up though, because your mic is a little lower.
Ah, okay.
Should be good.
God, I went to
Okay.
check the volume and I saw the dice roll and I was like, why is the dice roll over here and not over here? Anyway, sorry.
Right then, let's get this. Oh, sorry, Temu. You have
No.
something else to
Go
say?
ahead. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's get this wine sold and then meet Iskara hopefully in the morning. Unless we had anything else to do this evening.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's why we're gathered around the market square, because we're gonna sell this wine, huh?
Yes, we have. I guess we would have it with us in the market in this John's little corner of the market. We have a refrigerated box, like effectively an enchanted magical refrigeration device full of wine. Did you find out how many we have, Chef?
I think it was like, I don't think it was specified, so we'll just go with like, let me write it down. I think it was just like 20. No,
That's
it was, I thought it was like 20, like you had like 40, and then you had 20 with you, and then 20 got taken to Red Brick Inn.
it. Might have been 20 and 5, but
Or
whatever
20
you
and 5.
the DM decide.
Yeah. We'll just split the difference. It was 30 total, so 20 and 15. There
Wait, you said 30 in total?
we go. Mm-hmm. Just can't remember if it was like 25 or 40, so I'm like, we'll just go 30. And now I have it actually written down. Oh, that's actually 35. I can do math. So, yeah, I'll stick to what I just said, though. 20 and 15. So anyway, so you guys have 20. So go ahead
Yes. So we.
and make a group persuasion roll. Unless either you can use the help action or you can make a roll. However, there can't be more people. You can't double up on help actions.
So how many rolls are we making? Everybody makes a roll, or
Everyone who's selling can choose to make a roll or give someone else advantage.
Got a 1.
Can I also make a performance roll?
I don't.
Sure, performance works
I
too.
would be. I don't think I have anything to sell, so I might as well help someone else.
I think he's back.
No.
Oh,
Monkey.
oh.
Sorry, what was that, Severance?
I don't have anything to sell, so I might as well help out on someone trying to sell something.
Gotcha.
Well, you can give advantage to whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you be specifically helping?
Well-
I don't know if it matters.
Well, the thing is, I'd have to give advantage to people who haven't rolled yet, right?
Essentially, yeah.
I suppose that's true.
So
Me and Winch then, unless Glorb also is selling at the inn, I think, to Gregory.
Yeah, I was at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I suck at selling apparently.
Right. So who are you helping, Severance?
I'll help Glorb sell the wine at the end.
Okay, then I will just roll. Unless Winch wants to help me, then I will just roll, and then Winch can roll.
Yeah, I can help out.
Okay, then I will take advantage. Okay. Thank you, Winch.
All right, 25.
And yeah, my input to the sale of the wine, I will specifically be using illusions to make it look fancy, to put on a big show to draw people in. And then I
Yeah.
assume Winch helps with that little performance.
Yeah, he can help be like a, telling people what's going on or whatever, a hype man, as Avalon is also doing. So are you doing like the sign twirling? Is that what you're doing, Avalon, or are you like singing advertisement jingles to get people to buy this wine?
I am seeing advertisement jingles. Like fire wine is for your time.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Is Tara doing jazz hands?
Yeah, just hand.
So yeah, a couple of people are just like, well, you know what? I do like wine time. And so a couple people are drawn in from your performance, and with the persuasion of 25, that's going to be, and then, all right. So you guys are able to get, like, sell and make like 61 gold, selling the wine. No, it's expensive. Sorry, 610 gold.
610. Those are two very different numbers.
Yep.
Is it 61 or 610?
Yeah, it's
Make up your mind
610 from selling the wine.
Oh.
My bad.
That is more than I expected.
It
That's more than a house here.
expensive wine.
That's more than a house here in Harbortown, apparently.
Yes. And
We can
remember,
buy
he
a
didn't buy
house.
this house. He just
Right,
couldn't
so let's-
sell it for anything.
We could probably sell the house to a random person and get more money from them.
Yeah, real estate agents over here, investors.
Yeah.
Let's pull it
everyone
all
has
together
much more money.
once
than you.
Glorb sells his. So I'll write 610 down, and then we'll combine that with Glorb, and then we'll split it.
Okay.
All right, Glorb, go ahead and make your persuasion roll with advantage. Or if there's something else you think you could do to roll for the sake of selling the wine. But this is kind
You
of
want to intimidate a
going
dragon into
directly-
buying?
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird. Okay, so let me know if this is okay and possible. So I have 5 into animal handling, right? This is gonna be kind of wild. I'm wondering, is there like an animal around that I could kind of like a small little creature, like a squirrel or something that I could just kind of like take in the inn.
And
You looking for a mascot?
Basically.
okay, so you want your Limu Emu, but for wine.
Kind of like, kind of like buy the wine
Got it.
for the animals.
You know what? Fuck it. Sure. Go ahead. First, really quick, give me a survival roll just to see what animal you're gonna find sitting around.
Thank
here.
you. Gotcha. Survival.
All right, 16. So you look around, and you clock. There's a squirrel that's like decently chubby cheeks and everything. So maybe that. There's actually a rabbit that you might be able to snag if you're really quick, just due to hunting prowess. So there is a rabbit, a squirrel, and you know what? Yeah, there's also seagull. You could probably grab yourself a seagull. Just there's a lot of them down by the dock. You could run and grab one real quick.
Well, you know what I'm gonna go for. The seagull.
All right. So you just kind of like are about to walk into the door, and you're like, wait a minute. And then so you run out and you just grab the seagull, and then you come back. You walk in, and so you have the seagull in your hand, and you walk into the bar and you're selling this wine. What do you say?
Seagull needs good home. Buy wine. Help it out.
And give me an animal. So you said you wanted to use animal handling?
I was wondering if that was possible. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Go ahead. Go ahead and make it animal handling for me.
Make sure it's okay. It doesn't like
Yeah.
fly around like a maniac. I got you.
So 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of just gives like a sad look to like it kind of gives some puppy dogs as eyes as much as a seagull can do puppy dog eyes.
That's amazing.
And it gives those to Gregory here, and Gregory looks and just goes, well, all right, well, I'll sell it for how about, and you had 15, so I'll give you 80 gold. Does 80 gold sound okay? Because I do hate seeing a little feller like this. I don't know why wine has to do with this feller's well-being, but for some reason I feel like buying this wine will, in fact, assist with this creature's well-being. And I do appreciate me creatures of the sky. So I see this creature of the sky, this noble bird, and I can't help but to think, why, yes, I will purchase this wine.
It'll suffice.
And it's like many things. And what do I call you, little guy? And it like the second like you hand over the wine, the seagull then like perks up and then just starts standing regular. But like then when he reaches for the wine, it kind of like moves its wings around a little bit. And he's like, my God, it does like the wine.
See, I told you.
A worthwhile purchase. And he starts, storing the bottles behind the counter.
Job's done.
And then the seagull just flies down from your shoulder or from out of your hands onto the counter, and then just kind of starts like pecking at some of the glasses. And all right, so you've made that sale.
W.
And what what is Haka and I guess Severance was helping with that. So yeah, Severance could have was your accomplice in catching the that bird and then also help present it. But yeah, Haka, what are you up to?
Haka has essentially monopolized like one of the bigger tables
Mm-hmm.
and is working on an atlas.
Okay.
So she's got the small like copy of the map of this fictional burn
Mm.
there, and then she's got like a much bigger map paper that she's using to like make it more detailed, like a full atlas.
Gotcha. And so
And this is like she's doing this all day.
Mm-hmm. She's just fully working out.
Yeah. Yeah, she wants to make sure that it's as detailed as possible.
Sounds good.
You have cartographer's tools, right? And proficiency and everything.
Yep.
And so
I do, in fact.
Yeah, you're able to make out like a well-detailed map. So if looking at the map, from the map that you drew, you could find your way back to the Goblin's Cave.
Yeah.
If need
only the stuff that we've like explored so far.
Yeah.
Everything else is gonna be left blank until we explore it. But
yeah. Oh, not there. We are here. And play back. All right. And so, with that, the day begins to turn to night.
So our total for the money was 610, and then for the 20,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was 80 for the 15 that Glorb sold. Is that correct? Those numbers is just
Mm-hmm.
okay. We'll do 690, and then if we divide that into 8, be 86 to 86.
All right, so everyone go ahead and increase your gold by 86. And let's see, is Enki, if you are able to adjust it, feel free to adjust it. If you're not, just message somewhere and ask me to do it, and I'll do it for you. Speaking of which, I should probably have your character sheet open. We're just going to open you in good old new tab over here, so we don't have to worry about the loading. Oh, hey, speaking of character sheets, I think at this point, is there anything else that anyone wants to do before taking the long rest?
Do I have to roll to do the percentage to go up for my arm upgrade?
Yeah, we can do another one. Because, yeah, you had one for the day, but I think it makes sense to be able to do two for the day.
You can stay up late.
Yeah, you can stay up late. It's not like you, needed to get spell slots back or anything.
I haven't used anything, so...
Yeah, so, yeah, no. So, yeah, go ahead. Give me, I believe it was a tool roll, right? I just can't remember which tool.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know if it's Tinkers or Smiths.
I think, honestly, either work, and since you're proficient with both, I think it'd be more tinkering, right? Because it's kind of like adding a magical effect to something that's already there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, go ahead and do Tinkers. Gotcha.
Nice rolls.
Nice.
Good job.
So go ahead, and so we'll also say that Tara is able to help you with this as well.
Okay.
So he's using the help action, or it's using the help action. So it's a 22. So increase that percentage by 12.
Okay. Cool.
All right. And then, then is there anything else?
I need a gilded flower. Are there materials for a gilded flower in town that I could purchase? And then make a gilded flower?
Gilded from
it's
metal?
It's a 300 gold gilded flower I need for my spell.
Oh, you can look around
spell material.
the jewel, see if there's any jewelry or anything like that.
I don't have 300, so I would need to buy the materials and make it. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, like
And I don't know how long that would take.
to try to find 300 gold worth of.
Well, to find materials, I don't know how much materials will cost, and then how much time it would take to turn those into a functional spell component. Or do I just have to find a raw 300 gold? I don't know how you do spell components in that way.
It's does the gold get consumed, or is it
No.
the item itself?
It just it does not consume it.
So
You can read it right
yeah,
here.
so if it doesn't consume or it doesn't use diamonds, it has to be purchased. For most of it, we can just like assume though that each city is accessible to magic users. So each market is very likely to have the item you're looking for.
So it's not something I could make. I would have to find a gilded flower.
Yeah, find or purchase.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would have to find one that is already grown as a gilded flower or such.
Yeah.
And I am still a little bit too poor for that, so I will hold off.
Because then for other stuff too, like I'm trying to think of one. There's one that uses like gem dust, so you might find your own gem dust, stuff like that. But if it consumes it and it's not a diamond that's getting consumed, then it uses the you could just burn the gold, and I can just assume you had it on you.
Yeah, like I said though, this one doesn't consume.
Yeah.
So unless Enki wants to go on a heist with me, then we're just gonna hold off. I'm not as stealthy as Enki.
Or as fast now as he's.
No, not even close.
Zooming. Although probably decently close with the song.
I'm still 80 because he can go up to like 180 or 240. I think we said last time.
Oh right, yeah, it is 240
with his boots.
Yeah.
So I'm still a third of his speed, even with my max speed.
Yeah, which fair. He is zooming. God, how many miles an hour is that anyway? Oh well, that's math I can do later.
Oh, why should it be FTL? Ooh.
Because if it's 240 feet in a second.
Wait.
So feet, you convert feet to miles. This is a math question I'll do later. I don't.
I'm checking. Don't worry. 27 miles per hour.
All right, so that's like a decently...
That's like the fastest human sprint, and he can just do it consistently.
Yeah, he could just.
That's Usain Bolt. Let's go.
Yeah. And he could just do it.
That's speeding in a residential area.
Yeah, yeah.
That is.
He might get pulled over
if they can catch him. He is the whole horse. He does not need a horse.
Yeah, fastest human miles per hour is 28, and it's 27.27. So he is at a near peak human sprint persistently.
Yeah, just without much effort.
Badass.
But I mean, it was a powerful wish. Oh. Yeah, something might undo this. Anyway, so let's long rest then. Because I think that's everyone, yeah?
I did want to bring Ava over to Haka and over the map. And Ava, does any of this look familiar?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. As she looks at it, the name of Star City seems familiar, but everything else, I couldn't tell you.
I would also show her the map of Burn, like regular Burn that I have.
Yeah, and when she looks at that, she does, like, looking at it, she's like, oh, yeah, I kind of remember a bit. Yeah, this is, I grew up here for a little while. And I know this place, but unfortunately there's still not a lot that's coming back at the moment. She's like, anyway. And so you're showing her the map, and unfortunately, she doesn't really seem to have any revelation. She's like, but hey, I appreciate the help. You guys, if you're not able to figure it out, it's okay. But I do appreciate the help.
Yeah, then as she says that, I will spend the rest of the night trying to use my surgeon's tools and experience with medical stuff to figure out what we can do to help her, to restore her, since we know that a greater restoration spell probably won't do it tomorrow. With, or I guess, I don't know if they're going to use greater restoration, but whatever, as we don't think a Scar will be able to do it.
Go ahead and make a, so first give me a roll with the surgical tools.
Okay. Can I get anybody to help me? Does anybody want to help? Does anybody have any experience with that sort of thing that would help research?
I don't believe I do.
I mean, not with research, but Haka has a steady hand.
Just make a third character, all of us.
I can. One of Glorb's Glorb's new identity.
That'd be
Have a new outfit.
Yes, I will actively seek help from the group if anybody could assist. That would make this process easier, as I'm going to be getting into the thick of things, and I'll put her in a larger bowl of water to help her grow to a bigger size so I can investigate more thoroughly.
Yeah, go ahead and make
I can assist, and I can also cast guidance.
Can you, so if I make incisions, can you use healing spells to make sure she doesn't die? Is that how you help? Or guidance, you can also do that. I mean, I'm using surgeon's tools. I assume there's got to be some degree of...
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can roll with advantage and then add the D4. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
All right.
Who's
so
that?
15.
Enki?
Oh.
Is that Enki?
Hello.
Yep.
Hello, welcome.
You guys hear me?
Hey.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
So my internet on my computer is just not working, but for some reason it works on my phone.
Oh, all right, sure. Hey, we'll take it. If it works, it works. Welcome.
You can hear everybody fine?
Yeah, I can hear everybody fine.
Do you have
good.
the map open, the Roll20, or do we have to clarify what's on there?
I am gonna try and see if I can do it on my phone.
Okay. If not, we can clarify things for you.
As of right now, it's not playing a huge role.
Okay. So what I miss?
We're
We
doing
regrouped with
surgery on a
Timmel?
fish.
We regrouped with Timmel. We caught him up to speed. You can add 86 gold unless you already did, Jeff.
Oh, no, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, so you got 86 gold. Everybody got 86 gold from selling wine. And now we're doing surgery. Hawk is doing a map. Avalon's making progress on his hologram. I think that's all. And then we're going to sleep.
And you're
So
just
the
running the
one,
forest.
Needles, did you do the surgery on the goldfish already?
I was going to use a DM inspiration if possible.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we're going to take that down one. And because I've got a +8. There we go.
Hey, there we go. So 26.
Things are supposed to be good.
Yeah. So, as you're doing surgery on a fish,
Gentle surgery. I'm not going all the way in there.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a peek around with my medical talents and
just exploratory, but not too invasive. And so with the assistance of your cleric kind of healing, as well as there's a guidance up. So like any wounds that are showing up are getting a little bit healed, so you don't have to worry about her bleeding out or anything. And you're able to tell that for all extensive purposes, she is the biology of a fish. Like, her biology does not indicate she should be able to change her size and shape to fit her container. There is some kind of deeply rooted, powerful magic going on at play here. Specifically, magic that you're kind of familiar with, but there is some high-level Fey magic. And go ahead and give me an Arcana check with, if Enki, if you want to use the help action, you can.
I'm sorry, I pulled up the freaking thing, the app on my Roll20, and I can't see crap. I see a tiny little map and all the freaking icons for the people are blocking it.
It doesn't zoom at all.
I'm zooming. I am able to zoom closer a little bit.
Yeah, it's using the map on mobile is kind of bad. It's not great, but you're able to access your character sheet, which is really what matters.
Yep.
And then if it does get to a point where being able to see stuff is important, we'll make do. We'll make it work.
Yeah, does the roll? Can you roll in the chat, or should we just roll for you if we need to?
You should be able to roll.
I'm like trying to pull up my character sheet, and I think I just accidentally made it minimized to the point where it won't come back up.
Oh, it's doing like a weird.
Sounds tough.
No worries. I will.
So I'm sure Chef can roll for you if you need.
Yeah,
to.
I can just roll for you. I can say we'll do the roll, and then you'll see what the result is.
Yeah. I can only roll the normal dice right now.
Oh, you can also do that and then add your bonus manually.
Yeah.
But yes, I think the question was, since Enki is Fey, and this is a topic of Fey discussion, I would ask if we see you running by, I would grab a hold of you. Enki, I could use your help researching our little goldfish friend here. If you have a moment.
Sure, why not?
Right, and then do we make Arcana checks separately? Do I make it with advantage?
Yeah.
Can Severance still offer guidance?
Arcana with advantage.
Does the Moon Maiden bless me, Severance? Apparently not. The Moon Maiden's quiet right now. Okay. I don't know if I needed it. If I did have guidance, so that is a 30.
Well. Oh.
Nice.
Interesting.
Is Antrope responsible? You can just tell me.
So, Alright, this is definitely copyrighted, so hold on. I unfortunately can't play it for the stream. But, let me show you the theme music that should be playing right now. I gotta go to YouTube first. Hold on one
This is
second.
when a really big scene appears in a game. It's still buffering.
Yeah, exactly.
And mind you, I would be doing all of this right next to Haka.
Yeah.
Even if Haka, I am not insightful enough to know that Haka seems to, not like me very much, at least not like Needles very much, and wanted some privacy. I would not have picked up on that, so I would be right next to your map, Haka.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and post
that impression.
Well, I got ignored in the morning. Now I feel mad. I feel sad.
So there's the music to listen to for the proper background music for the current moment.
While this current moment is going on, I'm gonna go get a drink of water. But I just want to say I have something I want to do before the long rest as well.
Gotcha.
Oh no, not this.
And
I set it on loop.
As you
YouTube took away their loop option. Does anybody know why they did that?
No,
I
they
just
just
needed
made
to
it harder
vent my
to find.
frustration.
It is
Where
there.
is it?
It's so if you're on mobile, you have to like open settings. but on computer, I think if you just right-click it, it lets you do
Yeah,
it.
if you
Yeah,
just
right
right-click
clicking
it's
it.
the first thing.
Why did they make it harder? Okay, thank you guys. That
Yep.
solves my entire life. Thank you.
Happy to help. But yeah, I don't know why they got rid of that. It's really stupid. But yes, so a very fabulous, very extravagantly garbed, like painted face, fully white, with like cherry red cheeks, and a bright gold crown, and immediately, Anki, you recognize this person who is pouring out of the incision that was like made, that was just starting to get closed up as Needles was taking a closer look, realizing that this was magical in nature. And as you do, you hear, why, hello there. Such a pleasure to make an acquaintance with you. Now, you happen to find a very fun toy of mine. Now, it seems you want to break it, or at least change it, but I apologize. No return address was on this package, and you forgot the receipt. So you're gonna have to try a little harder if you want to change her back to her shape. To simply change her back now would be too boring, don't you think? And he just kind of looks at you.
What does this figure look like?
So it's a spectral form of it. So it seems like, as you look at it, it seems like he's using his connection to this magic that's affecting her to almost act as a gateway to appear before you. So you only see the top half of him. The rest of his half is like ethereally connected to Ava's body. As Ava's, under anesthesia, you probably would have done to make sure, or like sleep magic anesthesia, whatever. And so yeah, he's almost kind of like pouring out of her, and just sparkling brightly.
Well, mind you, this is on the tower. This is in main floor, so everybody can see this if they want to be there for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will fly forward and reach out a tiny fairy hand. I believe we should have introductions first. A bit rude to to decline our ability to return her form before even introducing herself. I am Needles, a researcher from Evergrowth.
And Needles, make a history check. If you have any of your memories from when you lived in the Evergrowth,
It's not with advantage.
It would be, not with disadvantage. But unfortunately, it's not with advantage, so one of the left.
Yeah.
This person feels familiar, but you can't put a finger on who it is. Whereas immediately, Anki, you recognize this. This is the Fairy King.
Ah, my old friend.
And he goes, oh, it was the little rascal at that one party. Now, people think with all the citizens of my kingdom I'd forget who is who, but I remember every entertaining prank, and you, sir, certainly had a good one.
Thank you. I'm still making use of that bag of tricks you lent me.
Oh, good. And I didn't lend it to you, darling. I gave it to you. You continue to have fun with it. That is yours. And it'll turn and goes, oh, but my apologies. I forget that my extension does not go very far outside of the thicket. A shame. After all Entrope passed, bless his soul, it has been hard to increase my influence elsewhere, but here's what it is. I really just need to work on my PR. But anyway, so yes, I would happen to be the Fairy King, King of the Fairies. I would hope you would know your own royalty. As he kind of gives tilts his head off to the side, but his face still being very large smile. Like cashier cat kind of smile, like larger than his face should have.
Unfortunately, some researchers from Evergrowth thought my presence would be more beneficial outside of the thicket at a young age, so I didn't spend much time there. But it is a pleasure to meet you. Mr. Fairy King.
Oh, of course. But do not fear. If you truly wish to change her form, you'll find these answers some way, somehow. Have faith, and know that I'll be watching and waiting for a good laugh.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts while he's talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to mark off a spell slot. Do I get anything, or am I pushed away?
Make
Does
a
the spell even
wisdom
work?
save.
I figured, but I wanted to try it. Wisdom save. -1.
So 16. So yeah, you feel as you start to listen in, you hear a cacophony of laughter. Just in laughter almost to the point of screaming. Just echoing throughout this mind. And you are able to steel yourself so that, you know, this doesn't start to affect you. But you almost feel it partially infect, like, go into your own head. So rather than you, like, listening to it in their mind, it also being within yours.
Yeah, my wisdom save is good. My wisdom is still a 3, so Needles is going to start giggling, and nobody knows why. So Needles is just, and this is out loud. This is the first time you would have heard Needles say anything out of his mouth rather than in your head, and Needles was,
yeah,
just the giggling is infectious. I can't help it.
And with that, he goes, ta-ta, and will...
Would you at least give a hint? Maybe introduce yourself to the rest of our group? We're all friendly.
And he goes, maybe. You there, entertain me. As he'll kind of look at, let's see, who does he look at? Actually, he doesn't... His eyes don't lock on one specific person. He kind of like, as he says that, he goes cross-eyed. And
oh, go ahead.
Back.
So with that, does anyone say or do anything?
Aga's not going to do anything different, but she is just going to continue.
Just keep working. I am going to. If anybody wants to do anything, please do so. We need to entertain this guy. We need a hint.
I mean, I already talked to him.
Oh, are there any random people in the inn? There should be, right? A couple people?
Yeah, and Gregory's still there.
I'm going to spend my last suggestion on a random person in the inn, just a random inn-goer, and I will suggest, could you put on a bit of a show for us? A little bit of a dance, a jig, perhaps?
Alright.
The DC 16 save.
Fails. So he goes, alright, and I'll say he gets to do this with advantage. Alright. So he just shows up and he starts doing a little jig, and then he stops for a moment. He's like, you know, my wife left me. He's like, that's one way to lose weight. And then the Fairy King's like, oh, you rascal, you can't say that anymore, you little... And he goes, that is pretty funny. And then he swirls his finger, and the guy who says that turns into a boar man.
Sorry, what?
A wereboar, essentially, but not out of control. I could show you a wereball really quick.
Was anybody else putting on a show?
Pig. And after that, though, he's like, oh, well, or where, huh? No. Where is it?
In Glorb's head, I would say, or Bartholomew. You are a very entertaining one, my friend. I could use your help in this situation. Getting a hint could help us return the princess to her form.
Yeah, it's just a bear.
Okay.
Or were-boar, that's what it looks like, sorry. And he goes,
Sure.
oh yes, I could give a hint. That was pretty entertaining. I'll give the first hint, and then if you can keep me entertained, I'll consider staying. The first hint is you'll have to get her memories back before you can get her form back. Hard for her to properly fit into a form if she doesn't have her mind.
In everybody's head except his, I would say, how useful. We already knew that. Delightful. And not to him, just everybody else. And then I don't know if Glorb was going to do anything. Or anybody else.
I was gonna just
Give us the hint.
just like try to intimidate.
Can I use silent image to help him? But I want to. Well, actually, that's not going to work. Oh no, I will. I will use silent image to make him look ridiculous while he's trying to be intimidating. Because I don't think intimidation's going to work.
So it's funny. There you go.
I want
Nice.
to make it funny intimidation.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. I imagine your intimidation's better than your performance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go intimidation with advantage.
All right. I'm back, guys.
Actually, wait.
Oh, it's better
that
than a
actually might
natural
be.
one.
That actually might be good.
So we'll take
in
the
this situation.
natural one because it's intimidation. And so yeah, it turns into like you go to like scare him by like doing a roar, but you're just like and it just turns into you vomiting, and then you slip a little bit on the vomit and fall into the vomit.
Let's go. We needed the low roll and we got it.
and he just kind of looks, and then like this whole time you're using the images, and you essentially just use the image to make like the cartoonish boink 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 sound.
That's
effects.
exactly right. That is what I had in mind.
I'm so happy I got a critical failure because that's exactly what we needed, man. Dude, my luck is supreme.
And with that, he's oh, you do know how to tickle me so. Well, I suppose I could share a little more. Well, you see, I hear that there's some kind of... I think if you take her to the right source of water, I'm seeing, and he kind of puts his fingers to his temple while like doing kind of like the Sorcerer Supreme circle thing movement with the other hand. He's like, I'm starting to see. I think this little fishy needs to find a bigger pond. But of course the ocean doesn't work, that's not a pond. So I believe if you could find some kind of pond for her to go in, I believe that might be able to help out.
Do I still have the cup that I fished her from?
No, that was a cup, right? Wasn't it a cup?
Yep.
Okay. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely like omnipotent per se. I just have ideas here and there.
I will gesture down to the map. We have a map here. If you could give us any indication as to where such a body of water might reside.
Well, let's see. I mean, obviously, everywhere here has crops, yes? However, only one... in order to have an excessive amount of crops, you'd probably need more than simple streams. You'd really have to work for it. Regardless. And you need resources and such. But I digress. All this talk about statistics and how things would or wouldn't work, I've seemed to have worked myself into a bore. Plus two, I'm not allowed here for much longer, I'm afraid. As I said, my
Could we have
influence
just one
isn't what
more
it once
moment?
was.
I feel as though my small friend Enki here, it can be quite entertaining.
Mm. Ah, yes. Enki, is there anything else you wish to know before I get heading out? Because unfortunately, I must be going.
Hold on, out of character. Sorry, I was drinking water. What happened? Like, what did you want to know, Needles?
I was suggesting that you entertain him so we could potentially keep him here for longer to give us more information. But then he specifically asked if you had any questions for him.
Because he said that he cannot stay any longer, and because his influence isn't as strong here.
I mean, is there anything that's really helpful that we can know?
Yes. If you go too long without drinking water, these things called kidneys make stones. You won't like it. And then he gets sucked away.
Jokester.
That's horrible. Oh man, I'm glad he told me. You guys should take notes. You guys have had nothing but beer and stuff the past couple of days. Actually, it's like what, canonly the third day?
Yeah, but you've also had breakfast and stuff. I assume that you're not choosing. Well, I guess that's a good point. I was under the assumption that you weren't just like drinking first thing in the morning, but you know what? Maybe that's egg on my head.
You never know with Lord.
I just realized I'm still wearing the crown. I have to take this off. He's not here anymore.
You were wearing a crown?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had the internet to pull that up, damn it.
Let's see where we're at. It'll be in the VOD around 1 hour and 6 minutes.
Let me write that down, hold on.
Although I guess technically it's during that's just when I took it off, so a little bit before that we'll probably have it too.
Are most of us just gathered around Hawk's table at this point?
Yeah.
So what you doing, Hawk?
Oh. Hawk just ignoring us, working on her map.
She's going to try her best to ignore you and continue working on her map.
I take out of my bag of tricks one of those like little miniature hand pokey stick things. You keep on poking.
Hawka, give me a concentration check.
That is
a con save essentially. So yeah, he's being like pestering you and poking you and not like I'm not touching you and then touching. But like you've dealt with children before.
Hey.
So like you just kind of, continue with your work.
Damn.
Someone's a tough nut to crack.
And with that, I think that is now the long rest, yes?
Severance wanted to do something.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Severance, what were you up to?
I was just gonna buy drinks for everyone with a gold coin.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also
there was two leftover gold. Oh, from the 690. There was a remainder of 2, so we can just use one of those.
Yeah.
So you don't have to mark one off. I didn't distribute those last 2.
Is that gold being split up amongst everyone?
Oh yeah, everybody got 86. If anybody did not add 86 gold, it was 86 gold each, and then there was 2 remainder that I didn't distribute.
Just because of the math.
Yeah. I could distribute silver, but I didn't think it was worth it now that we're a little bit wealthier.
197 gold.
Yeah, the party has some gold.
Oh yeah, I gotta add the gold.
I mean, rolling a 25 in the market apparently did
How
pretty
much
well.
gold was I supposed to add?
86 to whatever you currently have.
Did you already add it? Because I have 227 gold.
Yeah, I already
probably
added it.
got added.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. I found out how to minimize the icons and stuff, so I can actually use the Roll20 pretty well. The
what
map
do you
is a
think?
bit iffy, but I'm able to like pull up all the character stuff.
Cool. Cool. That should be good enough. All right.
So everybody's around finishing up the drinks that Severance bought.
Yeah, anyone having a drink, feel free to make a con save.
Well, aren't we using the 2 remainder gold?
Yeah. But we'll just say that you got it for everybody. But yeah, it was excess gold that we used.
Well, we all know they can't help it, so.
I'll have to do a con save as well.
But I don't think you can. Severance can't get poisoned, right? Or is it just resistance?
Resistant.
Resistance.
Oh, so he can get drunk just with disadvantage. He
Yeah,
has to
it's
drink
just
twice
really
as much.
hard for him to get it drunk. Yeah.
You're lubricating your gears with alcohol.
So 17, I assume nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, guys. No one's gonna. Well, I might have spoken too soon.
Oh.
Well, it was with advantage, so it's probably.
So it's another 13. So you're starting to feel it.
Oh.
Good thing it's with advantage.
Our party's gonna get done in by alcohol poisoning.
You know what? You know what?
Drinking
One
water.
more. Hey, yo, I got 2 really good rolls.
Double 25 is pretty. That's still 2 19s.
You know what? One more.
And
just do good.
Yeah, and so you do kind of start to feel a little bit buzzed. Yeah, and so you do get like lightly drunk. You feel like if regardless of how well you handle the next drink, you'll probably get drunk after the next one for Severance. Whereas Glorb, you're doing great. You could just keep slamming them. You're barely feeling anything. Maybe a light tingle and that's it.
Alcoholism. Oh no.
As everybody's around drinking, did we want to discuss the fact that the Fairy King just showed up? It does seem like we passed that by a little bit. Even if strange things have been happening lately, that one seems a bit out of the ordinary even still.
I mean, what's there to discuss, you know? An old friend drops by. Kind of sad that he's getting less influence outside of the thicket, but...
It is a shame, but I'm more concerned with his influence over Ava here. And the fact that he seems at least partially or entirely responsible for her predicament.
Well, we don't know much about what's going on, so I really don't see the big deal right now.
Severance, you can give me an investigation roll if you wish.
Alright.
I just fat fingered the disconnect button.
Nice.
This grog is good.
An 11.
I'm gonna use DM inspiration.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know, I think I'll use another one.
Fair enough.
Get him out of here.
Final
Send him
roll.
all.
This again?
Oh,
All of them? Yeah.
Just
Run
a
through all of them
suggestion: when you spend multiple at the same time, it doesn't seem to work out. maybe just one at a time from now on.
Yeah, maybe just one at a time.
Your gambling skills are a little
Another
rusty right
one.
now.
I still have 2 more, so I can, you know.
You could.
You
I
could.
decided
Don't quit
not
right before your big win.
You don't quit before you win.
Everyone quits
98% of
before they hit
gamblers
big.
quit before they hit
You
it
know, I
big.
decided not to waste all of my DM inspirations this time.
Oh, you're
But
not
what
gonna
if you
get
hit
it
it big on the
twisted.
last one?
Ah,
Not
gee.
sure whether Haka would have just ignored the king or is believing that the Fairy King was just an illusion that Enki made to try and disturb her.
You do have 2 illusionists standing right
know.
next to you the entire time, so
Yeah.
it could have been.
I'm not
It-
sure whether
and then he did
I could
immediately
not
go
make
to
such a
distract
thing.
you.
assumed it was an illusion that they did.
Such greatness cannot be a mere illusion.
Yeah, actually,
It's the
Haka,
best
go ahead and give
thing.
me an investigation roll. So, with the 14, you're able to tell that that happened.
Okay.
So, because at first
That
you're
was
like,
indeed
this
the
is just
thing.
them trying to be annoying, but then after you look closer, you're able to clock like, oh, wait a minute, no, this is happening. This isn't like them casting a spell or something. And then you kind of see Severance pause for a little bit.
Oh, right.
Yes?
No, go on ahead on Severance. I'll say it after.
And Severance, after thinking on it, doesn't seem to... there might have been a potential connection that could have been made, but... or maybe just Severance was thinking of something else.
What happened to the wereboar?
Oh yeah,
Did he
he's still there
revert, or
going,
is he still...
what happened to me?
What the hell's a were? How many were animals are there?
Boar,
One for
wolf,
every
rat,
animal.
bear, and that's just what's... And then I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's the
there's other
official stuff.
homebrew.
You
But-
can make up whatever you want. You can be a were-dolphin.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, did you say rat?
yeah, rat. And that's actually in the official books.
Do you become smaller, or do you just become like rat-like?
So, yes, the answer is yes.
Oh.
So similar, you can be like transformed from like, because you know how like for werewolves, right? There's one form where they look kind of like a wolf, kind of like a hybrid. So you can look like a hybrid, a person, or just like a giant rat.
Ew.
Mhm.
Where rat? Hey.
And mind you,
I'm
it
imagining a
infects people
Goliath.
similar to werewolves, where like if a rat bites a person, they might infect them. If it's a were-rat.
So we can
I'm
have the
sorry,
wereboar
but
bite
I
all of
can't
us.
think of a context where that sounds cool. I was bit by a werebat.
He's about to get ratted on.
Yep.
If we all go get bit by the wereboar, we can turn into wereboars now, guys. Should we?
Ooh, I don't want that. That makes sneaking up and stealing hard.
That's the most important thing.
That's all I live for.
Oh yeah, let me double check. I just remembered I need to double check. Speaking of, because there are. Let me just double check this real quick. I need to double check. Oh, just neutral. Okay, good.
Well, the alignment. He didn't turn evil.
Yeah.
You're just confused.
Yeah, but he's like, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna have to hit something. I gotta go. And it's like, oh gosh. And he runs out.
Well, unintended consequences of our decisions. I'm sure he'll be fine.
I mean, did you have to use him as a... just get him involved for no reason?
I thought he would be particularly entertaining, and he was. I couldn't control what the Fairy King did. Would you have preferred that one of us were turned into a boar?
I mean, I think we would have if we were actually good at him entertained. I mean, Glorb did a very Glorb did a good job at doing it.
I will take responsibility for this. It is my shame that a random passerby was turned into a boar. I apologize to the gods above. And I will mime doing a prayer. Very half-heartedly.
Yeah. Give either deception or performance.
Those are both the same for me.
Wow.
I pray devoutly.
Yeah, you really look like you're praying. I mean, you've been around Severance enough. You know how to at least copy a decent prayer.
Moon Maiden bless his soul. May he not hurt anybody he does not intend to.
And yeah, what's the party? So you had just some drinks. You've discussed that.
Man, I'm rather piggish for some dinner. Do I still have my sashimi from the tavern?
Yeah.
The fish that I caught?
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat some of that.
All right. You get up a nice meal. That's right, because you were fishing for food as well. Go ahead. Actually, really quick, give me like some athletics checks real quick.
Sorry.
Athletics. Hold on, click something weird. There you go. And athletics.
All right. So, yeah. So we'll say you have like 5 rations worth of fish as well. Just while you were running around, not here, you were sprinting around, and every once in a while, trying your hand at catching fish. So eventually, during the sessions you weren't here at, we'll say you caught some 5 rations worth of fish.
Running around, did I use any of my sprint time or no?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I'm not putting a time restriction on it.
What?
Yeah, while you weren't here, we discussed it, and since it was a powerful wish, Chef said he wanted to make it a little spicier.
Yeah.
You mean the wish that I selfishly wasted?
It wasn't a waste.
No, it's not a waste.
It's a narrow application, but it's an important application.
Yes. Which was part of why I was like, all right, you know what? No time restriction.
Some people gotta go fast.
Exactly.
So they kind of just running around like a freaking cheetah everywhere.
Yes. We did the math. It's the 27 miles an hour, I believe. 27.27. Yeah.
Damn.
Jeez.
Freaking car.
Yeah.
Peak human sprint.
Yeah. And you're just kind of doing it casually. Mind you, if you do it for like the entirety of the day, you might get exhausted. But like, if you're just running around for most
within reason.
Yeah.
And if you find another way to increase your speed, it stacks.
Yeah.
So, keep an eye out.
Quick, someone haste me.
Yeah, yeah.
We have haste on our team.
Yeah.
I think Haka has it.
I do have haste.
That'll double your speed and give you another action to be fast. You'll be going at 500 and some, so you'll be you'll be pretty much 60 miles per hour if you get hasted.
Yeah.
I need to freaking invest in a spoiler, man.
Yeah, you literally will just turn into a car.
And then we can use the mask of enlargement on you. You're still not large enough to carry everybody.
But hook him up to a cart. He becomes a car.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining like A train, like this train sounds whenever. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Be a V2?
Yeah. He's getting
He's only got the 2 legs.
Nah, it's all. He's good. He's got it.
I feel like this is like leading to something bad though. Like we're gonna come across a big bad that's like, yeah, I'm gonna break his legs. I'm just screwed.
We'll have Avalon make you new ones and put the boots on those.
Yeah. You can mech legs.
Yep.
Might even make you faster.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll amputate and Avalon will give you a prosthetic.
Give him the old horse treatment. He pulls the carriage, and if his legs break, you just cut them off. We could build you new legs. We can build them stronger.
Sorry, Anki, there's a small fracture. We're gonna have to put you down.
Looks like you stubbed your toe. We're gonna have to amputate.
It's the only way to save it. Can I get a second opinion? No.
I thought about it twice. You're welcome.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, you can. My second opinion is that we're cutting it off.
Sign the contract.
Sign here. That'll be $10,000.
Dude, we're amputating you. That'll be. I don't have insurance. Guys, you can't do this.
Well, actually, so we only had to cut off the one leg, but it's gonna cost your other leg to pay for that procedure. So, wraps up the chain. Guess we're gonna have to remove the other one.
There's a mini carriage, there's a wheelchair.
You can have armor that really did cost you an arm and a leg, but instead just a leg and a leg.
Yeah, I get this armor. Use my other arm to pay for it.
Oh, But anywho's, so yeah, what's the party up to? Anything else they'd like to discuss before heading to bed?
Did we already figure out which rooms everyone's gonna be in?
Yes, actually, that does matter, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and organize into rooms that you're sleeping in. I'll just draw on the map real quick. Just 2 rooms.
So Hawk we go back into the room that she slept in last night or the night before.
There we go.
I was thinking of going to John Williams' house.
That's
So
true.
we're gonna have a sleeping party. It's our house now. We're keeping it. We decided.
That is true.
We're renting it out now.
Should we do that? Just a passive income.
Fantasy Airbnb.
5 silver per day.
real estate.
It's all about.
We could have the goblins run a business out of it. It's right next to the market too.
We have the goblins who paid the tax to keep the taxes down.
I mean, based on the guy's income, I don't think he's really charging much tax.
How much money did the dude make off of the statues, though? Because we still have
Oh no. The house is nice. I'm talking about the mayor, like in terms of collecting taxes.
Does that guy can he even spell taxes? That guy was useless. He's like the guards.
Do the guards even get paid? I just thought about this.
Even if they don't, I don't think they would remember that they're supposed to.
That's true.
They get just the base rations. That's about it.
All right. So I have the rooms drawn out. They're the blue rectangles. Go ahead and sort yourselves into the rooms that you're sleeping.
You know, if the guards didn't get paid, that'd explain a lot.
You didn't get fed at all.
You know, you did see the one guard fishing earlier.
He was preemptively investigating the fish for tax evasion.
Yep. You know, I've never seen a single one of those fish pay for their taxes. Gotta say, being eaten.
Ava
being
pays
the
her
punishment-
taxes. Let's not be too hasty. Ava definitely pays her taxes.
Oh, for sure. I mean, technically, she is the taxes, so I don't know if she would actually.
I mean,
I'm looking at like 32 bit. Which one's my character?
Oh.
What was that? I couldn't hear either of you. No, I don't think we could.
I said I'm looking at like 32 pixels. Which one's my character?
Yeah, I'll move it for you.
I was saying, like, they probably throw the money into the ocean at some point to, like, wish for stuff. So the fish are probably just rich.
Oh, there he is. I didn't even see him. Where was he?
He was in the woods for a bit. He went for quite a jog.
Oh, okay. Babysitting.
You were running everywhere. That was where you were while you were gone.
Nope.
You got it. You're putting your boots to good use.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking them in.
Exactly. Gotta get nice and cozy, but without cruising.
That's gonna be a fun gimmick. Where'd he go? He's just running around.
He's just going for a jog, you know. At 27 miles an hour. All right. So, is there anyone else who's having trouble seeing the screen, just so we can sort out and who's sleeping where, kind of deal? Because as of right now, we got Timmel and Haka are in the. Oh, yep, and Enki are in the rooms.
Yeah.
If Avalon's not bothered by it, I'm gonna head to the house with him. We've got it. May as well use it.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Oh, that's true. If you're sleeping in the house, you can move yourself to the house because there is enough basement room where people could just set up like mats if they wanted in the basement.
Ooh. I want to sleep in the vault. Makes me feel lovely.
Nice and safe.
Let's go there.
Thank you.
Close the door on him and he's in the vault.
I mean, you can if you want to. We could roll a quick You couldn't both give me a quick initiative roll just to see if you wake up in time to avoid getting locked in the vault.
Like I also don't want him to stay in there the entire night, and we just forget about him.
Sounds like a dream. Full day instead of vault.
Can't I be your treasure? All right. So we have Anki is in. Real quick, let's get.
He's actually locking him in.
Oh, and Avalon
Or
said.
failing
So
to
yeah,
do so.
Anki, you do wake up in time as
Very cool.
Avalon goes to close the door on you.
Like I probably just forgot about he's been in the vault. Like, wait, why's the vault's open? I'll just close it.
You gotta be faster than that, bub.
And look at Anki. Why are you just in the vault?
Makes you feel safe, you know? I live where money is.
There's no money in there.
But there was. The scent, smell. The hard-earned coin of individuals.
The scent of coins is
taken by me.
foul. That doesn't sound good at all. I love that metallic, dirty finger smell. Lovely.
Yeah, it's a matter of perspective.
I'm sorry, Mr. Doctor. I don't want to hear it. Freaking dealing with kidneys and crap.
I'm just saying, if I knew that you like to lick coins, I would.
I never said anything about licking.
Insane new lore drop for Anki.
He licks coin.
Don't know where they've been. You might contract something.
I haven't yet.
You don't have to make that actually your lore. I was just saying.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay, he's just saying it. Okay.
But Needles' perception is so bad, Needles does now believe that Enki licks coins.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, try it. Oh, man.
So you guys have your little sleepover. And, Wench, where are you sleeping? Oh, I was not able to hear him. Was anyone else able to hear him?
I heard him say,
Yeah, he was starting to say something.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah,
We can hear
it's
you.
just, like, really quiet on my end.
Yeah, I'm turning it up a bit.
Okay.
I have you turned up to 200 on mine.
All the way to 200.
Yeah, and it's still coming out a little quiet on my end.
Anyway, we've got a slumber party over in John's house if you want to join us, or you can sleep at the inn.
Yeah, I'll come over there with you guys this time. I won't sit at the house all by myself this time.
He's like, oh, you guys, welcome to my house. You still have your
He's already
bed
got-
set up. And Severance, where are you sleeping? And while Severance is thinking on where to go,
He's passed out in the end.
It would be. Don't we have the rooms in the inn?
Yep. So there's one room that has just Grog, one room with Hawka and Timmel. They're the blue
Green
rectangles.
Green door.
I'll go to Glorb.
Gotcha. All right. So everyone gets a long rest, which means everyone do the int save / kind of history roll.
History.
Yeah, history.
Goes up
Can I
by
use DM
2.
inspiration on this?
You can if you
It'd be
want.
pretty funny if I just instantly lost the memory of the Spirit King.
Right after.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
You know, I'll take a 12, because that
Mhm.
won't affect me right now.
And then it goes up by 2 for everyone who succeeded. So
And
you should see, this is the part that takes a little bit, but when you open up your character sheet, you should see a spot on the right side in the core character sheet, the mem DC, and just make that go up by 2.
Oh, thank you.
And then yeah, I already did it for Enki because I still have your character sheet up.
I don't even think I can have the arrows. So I'm not sure if I can.
No, yeah,
I can see the number.
the what DC?
It should say either like memory save DC, or like
Yeah, mine's 8.
Yeah, it should go up by 2 again.
Yep. Unless you
Hold on,
fail,
I gotta
it shows
read
up
Either
by
8
0.
or 10.
See that for me for some reason.
I gotta reopen it, but my browser froze.
Oh, awkward. All right, yeah, and here, Avalon, I'll pull up your character sheet while we wait too, so I can see where it is.
Alright, good.
Just so I can make sure we put it on your character sheet.
I was helping the lady. What's going on, guys?
Memory save.
We're taking a long rest, so do a memory save.
Yeah.
Or sorry, do a history save.
Yeah, history save, so it's just essentially a history check.
Remembering a
Oh,
memory.
because we're forgetting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Correct, because long rest.
Oh, no, that's history.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why.
That's what we're doing, history, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and put one in here for you, Avalon. I don't know why it's not here.
You're trying to make my character an insomniac.
Oh,
That does not sound good. You won't get your spells back or your hit points.
Alright, chilling.
I mean, I only really use the.
you do, if you can choose
Am I
to not
supposed to
sleep,
steal crap? So.
but after you go past 24 hours without sleep, you do start making con saves to potentially get levels of exhaustion.
And if you get to 6,
You're dead.
you die.
Hey man,
Just dead.
kind of like meditate for 2 hours.
Dying for not sleeping. Couldn't be me.
Yeah.
We're about to die from alcohol poisoning. I don't think it's that much worse. Oh, how did your guys' campaign end? So,
We all died of liver failure.
So,
stone at the end. We had kidney stones. We didn't drink water.
we had kidney.
Yeah.
We all got appendicitis and it bursted.
Yep. And also went
We
with
have
kidney
we have a
failure.
cleric and a paladin. They can keep us going for a bit.
Yeah.
Lesser restoration.
Come on.
Hold
guys.
on, heal me. I gotta drink more.
And oh yeah, here we go. So we
My
just
spells
need to...
back.
Timo, what'd you roll for your history? Or here, I can look.
11, I think?
11. Yep, that's high enough. Boop. Because now it's 10. All right.
I'm scared. I don't want to forget things.
Well,
Unless it's embarrassing.
Guys, we gotta find the prince quickly.
Speaking
or
of that,
you guys would remember as well, because this conversation happened not too long ago in game. You did discover that Slate Stone might also help you get your memory back.
yeah, that's supposed to be over in mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get drunk at the mine.
But it's supposed to be a drug, according to a couple people. So,
Mm-hmm.
high risk, high reward.
So that's how we get our memories back.
Potentially.
Supposedly.
Because I think I lost like my only memory of interacting with someone outside of the thicket.
That's awesome.
It was the Alawi one.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, awkward.
That was day one. I just forgot.
That's interesting.
Right.
I lost a memory too,
Oh.
but it's not actually very. I could just bring it up because I find it kind of funny. I forgot the name of my horse.
Of course.
You forgot Roach?
Monster. That was supposed to be a companion.
Come on, you know?
I've got the memory I don't know.
Apparently,
I've forgotten.
but I forgot. So
Kind of ironic that the goldfish has the best memory out of all of us.
Hey,
Not
the only memory
necessarily.
I've forgotten is the mystery memory.
Yeah, so that kept it easy.
That's more concerning though if it's a mystery too.
Mm-hmm. So you don't know what you can't remember.
Did
yeah, I
ever
figured
get
mine
back?
wasn't that important. So
I don't know. If this happened to me in real life, I'd be having an existential crisis.
And yeah, so as you awaken, what do you guys do?
I start fishing.
Hey guys, weren't we waiting for somebody?
I
Were
guess
we?
we're not with you. You're just with
Does the group
Aka.
meet up? So yeah, first things first. Yeah, it's Haka and Timmel. You guys wake up. What do
Hawka's
you...
gonna head down to the inn, basically just waiting for Skara.
Gotcha.
Hey man, I gotta go to the restroom cause yeah, you wanna know what happens.
All right. You go for your morning duties. And Glorb, Severance, what are you guys doing as you wake up?
Yeah, I'll let you go.
Well, the cleric who's coming, we know they're a dragonborn, and when we know they were in the war. Since I am a warforged who, in all honesty, fought in the war,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I would be any help with that person there, so I'm going to be staying in my room until it's time to start heading out to track down the bounty.
Gotcha.
I thought it was like the innkeeper was just a regular dragon disguised as an elf.
So
Or am I thinking of someone else?
it's
There are two.
Yeah.
Well, there are several disguises.
Yeah. And one of them is Iskara, quote unquote, who he accidentally referred to as Nala. And she is a paladin. And actually two, where'd he go? Oh, excuse me. Timmel, actually, you recognize the name. Because given how you fought, like, with some of the platoons of the Ignites, you are familiar with Nala, as she is a very powerful paladin who would often, like, she had the fewest number of, she had, like, almost 0 casualties in her, in any battles that she was a part of, through a combination of her taking out enemies quickly as well as proficiently keeping her allies alive.
Man, what's with these big lizards when they're disguises?
And actually, that is something you might know. Go ahead and, I guess, investigation roll, Anki.
Oh, hold on. My tab just refreshed.
Oh, no worries. And I can roll for you, too, if that's easier.
I forgot. I don't think I know.
Investigation.
Investigation. Oh, thank goodness that's intelligence.
So that's a 7.
Can I reroll?
Yeah, if you want to use a DM
I'm
inspiration.
gonna use a DM inspiration. DM inspiration. Okay, I can just change it. So 4, and then I will reroll. Investigation.
14. From what you
Yeah,
know...
I'll take it.
Oh, and are you sticking with 14?
Yeah, I'll take it.
From what you know of paladins, they don't usually have access to, because you're pretty aware of like illusion spells and like spells used to disguise oneself. Paladins don't usually have access to that kind of magic. So either she's not purely paladin, or she has something else that's helping her change her appearance, if she is able to change her appearance. That is what you are able to recognize, Anki.
I wonder if it's like an amulet of some sort. Something stealable.
And with
Great
that...
minds think alike, Enki.
You awake, and those who were at the house party, the sleepover, the slumber party, as you wake up, what do you guys do?
I believe we ought to go and check whether or not our friend Iskara has arrived yet. Unless we have any other plans.
I will be right there. I'll be right behind you guys. I just need to take care of some things real quick.
Then I will head out ahead of Avalon then. But I will leave Resin behind to watch. Just in case he's up to nonsense.
Alright.
Invisibly.
I do the like eye thing where I point at my eyes and then I point at him.
And Resin will invisibly stay to monitor.
Okay.
You said we're waiting for someone to arrive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we're gonna check if she has arrived.
Yeah.
Oh, so we don't even know exactly when she's supposed to arrive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today.
Okay. Can I do like a little lap around town? Looking for someone who I have no idea what they look like?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a... I guess it would be persuasion. Or perception, goodness gracious. It's a P. Go ahead and give me a perception roll, Anki.
My weakness.
Please don't trip while you're running and fall off a cliff.
I mean, that's about as high as you're gonna get. Yeah, I mean, you're running pretty fast. Hard to tell. Really, when you're
Everything
like
is
this,
blurry.
the world, there's two types of people. The people who are fast and the people who aren't.
The problem with moving at the speed of light is that you always live in darkness.
Oh. And so, yeah. And what's the rest of the group in the slumber party? Are they heading over to the inn? Or, because I know Avalon, I think, is staying behind. Anki went for a run. Wench?
I'm probably gonna head with Needles over to the...
I will ride on top of your head.
Okay, that works.
I'll just be writing in my notebook while I'm riding on Winch's head.
Alright. And as you guys head in, you see there is a horse in very ornate silver armor that is tied to a post outside the inn. And those who are in the inn, you walk down
Detect
to
magic.
very
On the horse.
loud and hearty laughter. And yeah, so detect magic on the horse.
The magic horse. Yes or no?
Yeah.
What kind of magic? If you know off the top of your head.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's conjuration. Let me double check.
Would I get the sense that it's from the Conjured Steed spell that paladins use?
Yeah, it's conjuration.
Could I make an Arcana check to see if it's the Conjured Steed spell from a paladin?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Other classes get it too.
Yeah, so it seems pretty similar. Because at a lower level, it's a little bit stronger than just Conjure Steed.
Okay.
Which is interesting, because normally Conjure Speed on its own would be enough to summon a horse of this caliber. But it seems like there might be more to this horse than meets the eye.
In the horse's
Am I
head.
with them by now?
Are you the prince?
Well, I'm fairly regal. I am top breed. However, no, I'm not the prince.
Is he talking out loud right now?
It is responding in your mind.
Interesting. I'm Needles. Your name is...
Ah, yes. My name is Orgalato. However,
Orgalato.
yes.
What a delightfully easy name to say.
Yes. I'm one of the thoroughest of thoroughbreeds, you see. I am what some would call pure.
Are you summoned from another realm?
Yes, I am brought from... Actually, one moment, plebeian. Who are you? You said you're Needles. What is...
An esteemed researcher from Evergrowth, and this is my friend Winch, a disguised friend of mine.
Interesting, Needles. A well-known researcher, you say?
Esteemed, yes.
Well, I haven't heard... What is your thoughts on the existence of free will?
In Winch's head. Winch, this horse is talking in my head. Can you hear it?
I cannot hear it.
It's asking about my thoughts on free will. Do you have thoughts on free will? I don't have many thoughts on free will.
I don't think so.
Sorry,
Am
you
I
don't
with them
think
by
free-
now? Or am
Yeah,
I
at this point,
still alone?
Enki, you stroll up and you see they're hanging out by this horse that's outside the tavern. Or sorry,
Quickly
the
in
inn.
Enki's head. This horse is talking in my mind. It's asking about free will. Do you have thoughts on free will?
Free will, huh? Not particularly. I mean, free will is what allows people to do things, and when they do things, they make money. See where I'm going with this?
No. In back to Orgalato. I think that free will is a much more complex thing than most think of it, and there is more nuance than to be discussed in a short conversation.
Fair. You're so right. Unfortunately, the only person intelligent enough to have a conversation with me is the only one who understands we haven't the time. Shame.
In Enki and Winch's heads. I like this horse.
What's his name?
And I will head inside.
What's his name? Just heads in.
Oh wait, did he ask
Yeah.
what's his name? I did not hear what he said.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I did not hear that. I would head
It's
inside
funnier
as
that
I'm
you
heading
ignored me,
inside.
to be honest.
His name is
Oh.
or very easy to say, Orgalato.
I'm sticking with origami.
I'm not sure he's the type of personality to appreciate that. Just a suggestion, but
Alright, I don't care, dude. That freaking horse sounds more snooty than the freaking king, bro. What the hell? It's
But you didn't
freaking
hear
funny.
him. He was only speaking with Needles.
I'm saying out of character.
Oh,
out
out
of
of
character.
character. Yeah.
That's freaking, that was cracking me up. Alright, I'll head into the inn with the others.
I will say my goodbyes to Orgalato.
Fare thee well. Till we meet again.
We shall meet soon, I'm sure.
And he'll just kind of give a little hoof stomp in affirmation.
I will salute back.
And you head in. And Severance, are you working? You said you're working on your armor in here, right? Is that what you stayed back to do?
It was Avalon.
Or,
I think
sorry,
you said
Avalon.
Severance on
That's what I
accident.
meant to say.
Oh yeah, I was going to work on my arm upgrade, and then also I want to look at the ledger book that I have.
Gotcha. I don't think we did an Arcana check for you doing that. Go ahead and make an Arcana roll for me.
For which one?
For the arm thing. For this morning. Because I know we did it for the previous afternoon.
Ooh.
15. So it goes up by 5.
Oh, okay. And then I wanted to investigate the ledger book even more, but also investigate the house because I know it's a workshop. We didn't find that many tools inside his house, really. So that's why I'm like trying to look more deeply in his house.
Yeah, so you do find there's like stonemason tools in the basement. You don't even have to roll for that. Like sculpting tools you find. There's not that many, as you also know the main way he makes sculptures. But yeah, as you look around, you don't really see any non-sculpture, like there's no like magic tools around.
Okay. Man.
Because again, he did most of it with his phantasm.
Yeah.
Where is John?
He's hanging with the goblins, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we need a babysitter on them, and he'll be training them in sculpting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Something.
Or
And
we're
then
training
I
in
just want to
sculpting.
like read over
Or he
the
can turn them
ledger
into channelers.
Freaking army of stand users.
Goblin stand users sound great to me.
I'm just imagining him in all the poses right now.
That is brilliant.
And with that, those who come inside or go down to the inn area, you see a
Was Avalon saying
large,
something?
like 6'1" muscular human or elf? No, she appears as elf. Elf woman in just silver and blue, like a silver and almost like deep blue accents. Actually, oh, you know what? I have one of her models actually. Hold on. Oh no, but that's when she looks like that, so I don't have that one.
So she just appeared in the inn?
She's already in the inn, so like she got here before those who were asleep woke up. Yeah, I don't
Also, I
think it
did
would look
want to look over the ledger book as well while I was at the house.
Yeah, we
Yes.
interrupted him.
Sorry. As you're going through the ledger book, yeah. I guess make an investigation roll.
Ooh, I'm 19.
19. So as you're reading through the ledger book, it's because at this point, like, what are you specifically trying to look for within this book?
Because I know when I first looked at it, it was just a bunch of names,
Mhm.
and like I saw there was missing names, well,
Mhm.
missing products that he had.
Mhm.
And when he came back to the house, he was very concerned about the book missing.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to see what names are familiar
Oh,
or what
gotcha.
are
Yeah, see,
important to us.
yeah. So as you look through the names, there doesn't seem you don't seem to notice any names of like anyone you might potentially know, like as you sift through it. And it seems like the spots where it was quote unquote missing might have been either A, like the goblins misplaced the statue, or B, unfortunately, it probably meant the statue got busted up. Like maybe while traveling or something.
Okay.
And from what you're able to look through, it doesn't seem like any of the names are anyone you'd recognize.
Okay. But it would be something like some names seem important if I'm just looking at it, correct?
Yeah, like as you skim through, you look at the names, and if someone's name happens to come up, that if that name was on the list, I'll let you know.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, that's all I need to know.
Gotcha. And with that, so we will then jump back to the group in the inn, and then in a little bit, Avalon, you'll then meet up with the group, I assume, but it'll take a little bit because you're also working on your stuff.
Correct.
So, and you see this muscular, broad, well-armored, with her helmet that seems to have some silvery horns on it, like almost ornate. And actually, they're pearl. Sorry, the horns themselves almost look like they're pearl. The helmet is silver.
Ooh.
And
with detect magic still up, how much of it is magical that we could potentially not steal? Definitely not steal. Don't worry, Severance and Haka.
yeah, for
You should worry, Severance. I'll steal. Don't worry.
it seems to be conjuration and abjuration, I believe. Let me just double check.
And this is her armor.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit hard
abjuration.
to steal. I will not tell Enki about that. I don't want him to try to strip the armor off of her.
and she's laughing as she is, like a very warm smile on her face, slight bit of crow feet by her eyes that are very much made notice by her actively smiling and laughing, and she's like, "Oh, well, you crazy bastard! It's been a while since I seen you, but it's good seeing you now. It's a shame work keeps me so busy. You know, I really should have checked in on you sooner, but you know, I'm busy. I got my job I gotta do. You know, but hey, you know." You know how to get a hold of me. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did, because whenever I get to prove my word, But enough catching up. And as you guys enter, she kind of looks at you guys and goes, "Oh, hey, welcome." And then she kind of pauses for a moment, because Timmel, you show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she'll look and go, "Oh, I recognize you." And then pause, and she goes, you know what? I don't recognize you. I'm just think that all Dragonborns look the same. And then she kind of looks to Gregory, and he just kind of puts his hand to his face. And she's like, she whispers under her breath, "Got it."
I'll say out loud, "I told you it wasn't just me. It's an elf thing."
She's like, right, but these were the guys you were saying helped
her
out
head.
with this? And she
Neither
turns...
you know.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
you go.
in her head. Neither you nor Gregory are particularly good at keeping a secret. You don't have to be so tight around us. We're already aware of far more than we might typically be privy to.
Oh, alright, cool, thank God, I hate holding this form. And then, as she kind of, like, contorts a little bit, almost as she's, like, stretching, but, like, the stretching seems to be, like, manipulating, like, the body warps, almost like a mirror, as you realize there is ice shifting from around her body, and the ice was bending light to make it appear as though she was a person. And here's what she looks in front of you. And here, I can enlarge for more detail.
I assume she's not holding her hammer up at us, threateningly
it's
like that.
on her person. She's not holding it up, though.
Oh.
And it does seem like it's made of some kind of bone.
Oh my God, she wasn't an elf.
And she's like, "Shut up! God, I don't get to be in this form often. Don't ruin this for me." And she's like, "Anyway, so yeah, there's some asshole turning people to stone. Did you guys deal with that, or do you need me to get that done? Because honestly, just you bringing this to our attention's enough for me."
It's been handled.
Make a persuasion check.
I look to my friends. Is anybody else, my Dragonborn friends, jumping in? I'll just make the persuasion check.
I'd jump in.
Yeah,
Did
make
you say
persuasion
something
with
before I make the check?
I would say we've already dealt with it, but I have the pseudo dragon trying to unpetrify it.
I don't know if that was enough for
Yeah, go ahead.
advantage
Persuasion
or...
with advantage.
Okay.
And 26, she's like, "Oh, hey, awesome. That's great. That's good to see someone in this area can do something. It's gonna be a shame when you guys leave this area, but yeah, I'm sure you've got other things you gotta do."
It won't be a shame for
And
us.
she
We are
knows the
looking forward.
guards. She knows how the guards are in this area. It's kind of fun.
And she's like, "Well, I guess I'll just stick to healing those who are turned to stone, starting with this little guy." And she places her hand, and ice seems to extend from her hand, fully envelops this stone statue, and but then the ice then begins to recede away from it, and as the ice seems to be melting away, so does the form of stone, as the pseudo-dragon gets returned to its normal form.
What color is the pseudo dragon?
It is... Let's roll for it.
Roll for race.
How many colors are we dealing with? I think it's 6.
Gender reveal time.
Do I
Is it
have-
blue or is it pink?
It's green. Shrek shows up.
Shrek, how could you? All right, 1, 2,
Those are always the best gender reveals.
6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna roll d10. 6. 9. It is. It looks to be crystalline in nature. It is amethyst colored.
Oh,
Hollow. We got a hollow.
Mhm.
Pack
Are those
opening.
particularly rare?
Oh man, it wasn't green.
They are pretty decently rare.
Amethyst dragons are one of the rarest, at least in normal
Yes.
D&D.
Yes, and
Aligned
the
with-
dragons themselves are rare in this one as well, let alone pseudo dragon.
Wait, the pseudo dragons are rare because we just seen their freaking Travis and
they
using
are
them
now.
as paint.
They are now.
Yeah, no.
Regular
Yeah,
dragons
no.
are very rare. Pseudo
In
dragons,
this area,
Oh,
it's
I
rare.
have-
yes.
and
The paint production's doing pretty good though.
And she's like, right then. Well, I best get heading to work. But hey, good seeing you guys. And she'll kind of pause and be like, are you guys doing okay? What are you doing here anyway? If you don't mind my asking.
Testing out the new J's, and I start showing off the boots.
She's like, no, but like, and she kind of pauses. Are you from, you don't seem like you're from here.
I know, exotic. These shoes would make anyone think that. Fresh off the market.
And then,
We're
yeah,
from out
Severance
of
at this
town.
point, you'd show up, and she's like, oh, shit, as he walks in. And, like, frantically,
Avalon or Severance?
or sorry, Avalon.
Okay. Yeah.
And she'll, like, frantically put up the ice, and the ice
It's
then...
alright, he's
it's-
with us.
And she goes, oh, alright, cool.
Like everyone in the inn might be with us at this point.
And she's like, yeah, but, you know, I am technically on the clock, so I better put on uniform. And then she will change back to the elf-looking form.
You have a salary?
And she's like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. How are the benefits? Is
Uh,
it worth?
They're pretty good. Honestly, I have more passion for the job itself. Everything else is just an add-on bonus. You know, when you
That's your
love your work,
boss.
you don't work a
Corporate
day of
answer.
your life.
What was that, Enki? I think we spoke
I don't
over
work
each
a
other.
day in my life. That's for sure.
And she's like, okay. Anyone else? She looks around. Is there, anyone else feel like sharing how they got, or why they're here, or anything like that? No worries if not, though. It is a weird
So
question.
Huckle and Timmel in their heads. I would personally like to leave how much information we share up to you two, as I'm not confident in how much is safe to share.
I'll start blurting out. Well, you know, it all started from the cloud sky. We kind of just started falling. That's about as far back as I can remember.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you know, I also hear there's a priestess in Little Castleton who might potentially be able to help you. You should also ask her, see if she can help out with this issue.
Okay, okay. Did I mention my boots? I think you know, with these babies, I can get there pretty quickly.
I was gonna say, you see Yankee Chase?
She's like, that does seem like powerful artifacts. That is very cool, bud.
Have you found any powerful artifacts recently? You know, just out of curiosity.
Very fresh. Very fresh.
Yeah. And she's like, uh, not, not really. Not that I'm at liberty to say, at least. But I'm sure there's plenty of stuff for you to find here. But hey, Timmel, good to see you. I know I don't really. I hate how often I was never a fan of how much I didn't get to interact with some of our more mid-level troops. But every one of you is equally important, so I'm glad to see you here.
Glad to see you too. Yeah, I'm surprised that you're doing fine. You know, you always held up pretty good, and it's nice to see you.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's really good.
make sure to get those memories soon. Anyway, if you need to get a hold of me, I'll be at Academia. Feel free to stop by, just whenever if you feel like chatting or something. But this will take me a little bit, but I'm sure they'll be fine while I'm gone. If anything, it's probably better that I visit this place more often, all things considered. But regardless.
Speaking of Harbor Town not being visited, we heard a bit about bounty hunters that typically deal with such issues, and yet Harbor Town seems to be infested with them at the moment. We've dealt with a couple, but is that typical for Harbor Town?
Well, hate to say it, but yeah, every so often I do a patrol around here, but things have been kind of busy lately, so I haven't been able to, I've been a little occupied elsewhere. But no matter, it's not a good excuse, I know. But, you know, I'm busy elsewhere. So, sadly, yeah, being this far away from Star City, a lot of people will tend to not take the bounties just because it's a lot of travel. So
how far is it to Star City, if we were to head that direction?
Oh, yeah, do you got a map? I can point it out for you.
I look at Haka.
Yeah, I'll get out a map.
And
do you want the atlas or just a regular map?
You can label it on the atlas if you want.
Yeah, sure, I'll get out the atlas. It doesn't. It doesn't have a whole lot on it right now. So I sort of just guessed with general placements of everything, but I haven't like noted.
There we go. Oh. Yeah. There we go. There you go. And Star City. I actually don't think this is the fastest route, though. Yeah, it's better if I just do this. Yeah, this is probably the fastest route. There we go. Yeah, fastest route, I believe it's going to be about 200 miles.
And what do we travel? 30 per day?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Enki runs at 20 per hour.
Well, Enki's got to. If Enki wants to run ahead without us, he's free to do that. But I don't
He
think
wants
that
to get
affects
there
us.
in one day. He could.
He can just be like, I'm
Enki'd
getting
be
there.
a little tired before that,
Yeah.
but we could. He
Only
could certainly
10-hour
try.
run.
Only a 10-hour run. 10 hours of straight sprinting. Good times.
I can't leave my steeds behind.
Sorry,
Unless
you're
I'm
what?
supposed to ride the giant robot.
True.
Just
So,
'cause I can-
Miss Escara, it's about 7 days of travel then?
About, as long as you don't run into issues on the road. You could sometimes run into barbarians or bandits around. They're pretty rare, but you could still run into them if you did that. That would,
And on a scale of 1 to 20, how powerful would you say that people need to be to deal with Star City?
Yeah, if you were to get into, well, shoot, I mean, you kind of need special access to get into Star City as well.
But besides the stars.
Well, if I had to make a recommendation on a scale of 1 to 20, 1 being like any old feller could probably walk in there, and 20 being, you really need to be ready. I don't know. I guess I'd put it at around like a 16 or 15. Yeah, about 16. I mean, I don't know
That's
where
good
this.
there.
It's kind of an odd scale, but I think I'd say 16.
I think 1 to 20 is a very normal scale. I think we should head there immediately.
We're screwed.
All right, but yeah, no, I'd say on a scale of 0 to 20, I'd say 16. But anyway, if you guys are heading out, feel free. I'm gonna go I need to kind of put my attention now on getting these bodies revived. This is gonna take some time, but
I assume you need us to tell you where they are, yes? Or are you able to locate them on your own?
well, I assume if they're in someone's house or something, right? There's 3 houses. Shouldn't take me long.
There's a number of locations.
Oh. Then, yeah, actually, any help you could provide.
In Hawker's mind again, do we want to share more about the Shadow Guard, Ignis, the information we found from the author? You can't respond to me, but you can nod or you can just speak to her if you want.
And I like this being a reminder in the head, too.
Yes, just so I'm not saying it where she could hear.
Haka will we drew the symbol on our regular map, didn't we? Like of Harbor Town, right?
You said you drew it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think at least someone drew. I'll take out the map and let her know that we found this symbol at the scene of a murder.
Ah, yes, that. And so when she
detecting thoughts while she's looking at it.
Yeah, and so she'll look and be like, "Oh, well, this is obnoxious that they were sending someone over. Why didn't they tell me?"
Oh dear.
She's like, fucking course. I should have known that things are getting. I didn't realize we were so disorganized. We were double booking. All right, whatever. And then she kind of looks to you guys and is like, well, could you tell me a little more information about where you found this? Because I don't mean to alarm you, but
I'll just point at the author's house that's like right out the door.
We could walk you there.
Yeah.
To show you exactly what the issue is.
You know what? Yeah, this. How long do you think this will take? And she's like, no, I should.
100 feet away.
Statues can wait. Let's get this done real quick. And she heads over. And
in everyone but her mind, I will, because I heard that in her thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
In everyone but her mind, I would say she's definitely at least involved with and very likely a member of the Shadow Guard. Be careful. Should I dig further? Give me some thumbs up or thumbs down. She will know if I dig into her mind. Don't respond out loud.
Well, hold on. Is Hawka's behind her?
She's kind of walking parallel.
Not within her line of sight, so that Haka can cast message without being seen. Because all I have to do is I can probably whisper.
Oh, I guess she could have just seen me cast Detect Thoughts. So should I make a sleight of hand check? I guess I could have hid behind somebody or just like flown out of her range of sight. But if you want me to make a check for that, that would be reasonable.
So make a sleight of hand with advantage.
With advantage, okay.
Because like she is actively getting distracted by like because you're casting it like as you're handing her the item kind of deal. So 16.
Doing it so she can't see me specifically point my finger at him.
I just had forgotten that I just said I cast a spell in front of her, which would be not necessarily the worst thing in the world since she seems to relatively trust us, but I also don't necessarily want her to know.
Can I try and sneak to either the to the campsite so I can go and hang out with the goblins so I'm less likely to be seen?
Yeah. You kind of like head out to be with the goblins. Give me a stealth roll real quick. So it is with disadvantage, but you do cast guidance on yourself before you head out. So that's going to be 16. Okay. And so yeah, she's not actively looking for stuff cuz like you said, she does seem to be kind of trusting you guys at this point. So it doesn't seem like she notices you cast that spell. And she'll kind of walk a little bit ahead of the party too to like take a look at the house.
The message that I send to Needles would be I would recommend against digging further into her mind. Let's not make enemies.
I'm in agreement. It just could be useful. But I think you're right. Unless I get a ton of other thumbs up. Did anybody else make any gesture towards me? If everybody says thumbs up besides Haka, I'll do it. But if Haka's the only one that gives input, I won't.
Thumbs are up.
Is the Scar already out the door, or because I would be just following her?
Thumbs up.
Yeah. So at this point, let me put her on the map too, even though I don't have her elf form.
Thumbs down.
It's like she's heading towards the house at this point. And then here we go. There we go. And the party's like a little bit behind because she's like, oh, this house here, and it's like kind of walking forward, and you guys are just kind of chasing, or not chasing, but following behind.
So it's 2 thumbs up, two votes against it. Did Enki and Winch give me any?
Thumbs down.
I think that's enough. I'm giving up on the idea. I'm obviously still tracking her thoughts, the vague present thoughts, but I'm not going to dig into her mind.
And as she's looking around, she's like, what the hell are they getting into? And I swear to God, if I have to talk to one of them. And looks in the house and sees it kind of cleaned up a little bit. And she's like,
it wasn't cleaned. The body was moved, but the guard specifically did not clean it.
Yeah, but the body has been moved. And she just kind of looks at the place and she's like, huh. Well, man, sorry. If I come across as being upset, it's just I was kind of under the impression that I was just going to be healing people. Now it looks like there's a whole investigation that has to be done.
We could share what we've investigated so far. It seems that there's some group called the Shadow Guard that seems to be involved, and this individual, and I'll silent image an image of the author, seem to just be a normal author. We can't figure out why such a mysterious group would be involved with his death.
Any documents missing from this house? If he's called the author, maybe he wrote something that he wasn't supposed to write, had information he shouldn't have, sending slander. Maybe someone of power was getting something written or written poorly about them. They wanted to silence that. I mean, everyone's a critic these days. But that symbol does seem kind of suspicious. That does look a little culty. Looks a little culty, if you ask me. So maybe there was some religious reason to this murder.
In her thoughts, is she just?
Yeah.
Is she clearly a member of the group? Because I don't get deep thoughts, so I might not know for sure yet.
So surface level is, it's like, well, all this is technically true. Although I don't know if they'd like being called the cult, but...
She thought of them as a they.
Yeah.
Rather than a we.
Mm-hmm. Seemingly one, especially one referring specifically to...
Shadow Guard.
Whoever was under this emblem.
Mm-hmm. I will be conveying all this to my allies.
Man, she's really good at guessing. How'd she know?
She's like, huh? Oh, well, I've been here for a while. Admittedly, as a paladin, truth, justice, all that good stuff, but I mainly heal people. However, and you hear with surface level thought for as she's saying, like, I mainly heal people, and then there's just a very faint brief, or at least that's the way it should be, but it's very quick and only for a moment.
I convey that to everybody, so everybody knows.
And it's like gone very fast, almost as if she was actively catching herself and then getting rid of that thought. And as she then continues, like, well, have you searched the house for any documents with missing pages or anything like that, or found anything like that? Anything on his person? I couldn't help but to notice.
I don't think we did.
There's no body. I'm gonna guess that's the handiwork of...
We point to the ground, where the pile of dirt is.
She looks back. It's like, the brilliant.
It was done while we were gone.
Guard. Got
yes. They interrupted our own investigation.
Yeah, no, that checks out. She kind of puts her pointer and thumb finger, just kind of rubs her temple for a bit, and then brings her fingers down. And in the head, it's like, why do they have to be so fucking stupid?
I'm guessing you dealt with the guards here all the time, huh?
She's like, that's kind of, they're, I'll help them out every so often. And like in her head, it's like, yeah, by help, I mean do their damn job. And then she's like, but anyway, they do their best. But
no, they don't.
She kind of pauses. She's like, I hate to admit it, but I think they do. I'm so sorry, but and like in her head, she's like, oh yeah, no, I feel so bad for it's like, it really is. You forget how bad it is when you're not here. And she's like, that's the thought that's in her head of like, man, you really do forget how bad they are when you're not here.
Yeah, just reminding you, the spell, it does only last about a minute, so I assume it would pretty much be
that's
done
like
by
the
now.
last thing you hear, essentially, or maybe it wore off a slight bit before, but her expression says it too.
I figured the last thing was probably...
The last thing is her dissing the guards. It's kind of funny.
That sounds
normal. Are they notorious for being bad, or is it just like every single town has them?
No, it's all, and then she catches herself. All guard, they do their best. They work hard. But I think something about this place being on the fringe. Now, admittedly, if anything too majorly bad happened, I would like to think that Gregory would help out. But I appreciate you guys coming along.
I think she is fine. Let me go check on the baby.
But best of luck. And so she's like, well, anyway, I gotta get back to work. I appreciate you guys giving me this heads up. If there's no documents or anything like that that seem like they might have been on his person, the trail's kind of going a little cold here. No pun intended. But I'll tell you what, though. I will send an investigator to take a look at this, and I'll see if someone from Star City can look into this. Yeah.
We were given a bounty by the mayor to find one. What was his name? Remind me. To the group.
Gryffindor.
Oh, is that who you think did it?
We have some reason to believe he left town around the same time in quite a hurry and seemed to be involved with the whole petrification nonsense, at least aware of it. And he seems involved with the Shadow Guard. It's very strange. We're not really certain of anything.
Yeah, we'll have to take him alive if we want answers. The bounty.
So if we find him, we shouldn't kill him?
No, it would be better if you didn't kill him. I mean, if you want answers. If you end up just killing him for a bounty, I guess a bounty's a bounty.
There's ways to talk to the dead.
Is getting involved with the Shadow Guard an issue? Gregory seemed to be a little bit concerned by their presence.
Oh, I mean, it's just the one guy, right? Like, not to dismiss that. Like, one guy dying is one guy dying, but, like, we haven't had any more deaths, and if the guy who did it clearly skipped town, it's not a good thing. Like, you know, someone still died, but, yeah, I don't know, man. If you want to look into it, look into it. I'm not your mom.
So if we investigated the Shadow Guard, we wouldn't have assassins sent after us or anything like that. You seem to be more well informed about the general goings on of this area since we're new here.
Oh, yeah.
Best to get advice from you.
Yeah.
So we don't dip our noses in places they don't belong.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, if that's something you don't want to deal with, sure. One could imagine looking into a group called the Shadow Guard that clearly doesn't mind murder, allegedly, if they did this. Is that a group that would want people to look into them? Now, I'm going to think on it for a minute, and I think the answer is no. Just going to go on a wild guess here. But again, if you think that isn't the case, then by all means. But if you feel like that is the case, and that's not something you want to deal with, then yeah, sure, don't look into them. But again, I'm not going to pretend I know what you can and aren't capable of. It's definitely dangerous because, you know, but if it's like, oh yeah, I've killed 17 assassin organizations before or something. Well, first of all, I feel like it would have heard of you, but I don't know. That's kind of how assassin
Maybe we're just good at
go.
our jobs.
Yeah.
You might not have heard of us because we're just that good.
And then she just kind of does like a nod of acknowledgement. She's like, exactly. So like, I couldn't really call you on that.
In everybody else's mind, she's definitely involved with the Shadow Guard to some degree. Should we just be forthright? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs are up.
I'd like to whisper to Needles, asking, should I give her the document that we found off of the Arthur's body?
Did you see him whispering to me? I'm assuming it's visible.
Yeah,
I guess you could just grab me out of the air.
I don't know. She's been actively ignoring me.
Make a stealth roll with advantage. Enki.
Yeah.
So yeah, 24. She doesn't seem to notice.
I would suggest we wait until everybody's given their thumbs up or thumbs down before any more information is handed over. In Enki's mind.
Haka will shrug. It doesn't matter to her.
Yeah. And anyone that wants to jump forward with information can do so. I don't want to lead the conversation on my own.
We believe in you.
What was that, Enki?
I believe in you. You can handle it.
it doesn't seem like anybody wants to give opinions. I would have copied down the notes that Enki showed us, since I'm constantly writing in my notebook.
Yeah.
I will make... Actually, how long does prestidigitation last? I think it's not long enough. It's only for a turn.
Only for a turn. It says the duration is up to 1 hour.
No, there's a specific part of the spell that you can make a trinket, but it lasts until the end of your next turn, so it's not long enough to give her a fake version of the papers that will disappear. Let's... I think it's just important to be frank, Miss Escara. We met an individual in the market named Marvolo. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, that's a wanted man.
Yes, he seemed to be aware that you were arriving and rushed off despite our attempts to stop him. I was hoping to see the confrontation between you two.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a slippery little guy. Nah, it's really hard for me to get him. I gave up on trying to get the bastard years ago. It's just, he seems like he always knows when we're coming. I don't know how he doesn't, and frankly,
he
I
knew
don't
more
care
than a day
anymore.
ahead of time, so he has got an impressive sense of smell. But he did mention something. He mentioned something about feds and being related to the Shadow Guard, and how you were working for someone named Ignis.
Oh, I mean, she'll like kind of poke her head out.
I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna do it right now.
Although, because at this point she's like inside the. You guys are kind of inside the house. I feel right because she went in the house to kind of look around, or do you just stay at the door of the house?
I'd follow her wherever she's going. I don't know about everybody else.
I'm outside the door.
Gotcha. So people who are in the house, because she's kind of near the door, they're
right here, basically.
I'm also tagging along.
Gotcha. So move.
Yeah, and please, anybody who wants to interject with questions or information, please do so. Yes. I don't want to just be the only one talking to her. If you have anything to say, if not, of course you don't have to.
No, I was just looking at find familiar because I'm surprised that it's wizard only.
There are other ways to get it.
Yeah, there are other ways to get it. Like druids can just get it free.
And you can always discuss with the DM.
Yeah.
It's not a super powerful spell. You can probably.
I might want to discuss picking that up at the next level if possible.
Sorcerers really can't get find familiar? Are you sure?
It doesn't look like it. I'm on the D5e wiki and it says spell lists wizard.
That is certainly a little odd.
And it's not under the sorcerer spell list either.
Mm-hmm.
Was that just for your pseudo dragon?
Yeah,
you
I wanted to
make
treat it as my familiar.
Familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's something you can discuss with Chef. Maybe turn it into a project like Avalon's Arm, but that's Chef's opinion or Chef's decision. I mean,
no, for sure. Yeah. We will next time you have like a short. Oh, I guess actually because you're. Yeah, next time we have like a short rest, we'll discuss that. Don't let me forget.
Okay. I'll write that down in my character sheet.
Cool.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
And so we'll go ahead and say, oh, that's why. So she will poke her head out before she continues talking and like looks around to see if there's anyone nearby. And then she'll put her head back in. She'll be like, you, when you saw who I was, I kind of assumed... Yeah, no, that's on me. That's on me. I'm actually glad that you don't recognize me. Because that does... It's important to get humbled every once in a while. And I think this was important for me.
I mean, we're aware that you worked with him during the war.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Timmel clarified that.
Mm-hmm.
But we just don't understand this whole Shadow Guard situation and whether or not you and Ignis are related to it.
You know, and she kind of like mulls it over. Give me a persuasion roll.
Is anybody else talking? I'll just roll. I can roll. I'm going to use DM inspiration. Unless somebody else... Well, I guess I already rolled.
My
I've just been
baby's
doing thumbs
been
up,
crying,
bigger.
guys, so I'm sorry.
No, all good.
What do I want to? This is important. I have a +10. I'm gonna use my last DM. Oh, I'm not. I went to 18, but 18's not high enough. Okay, apparently it is high enough.
And she'd be like, look, she'll kind of look at Timmel and be like, just, if you guys find a way to get your memory, and like for a brief moment, and then like, just, you know, it's not that simple. And as much as I'd love to go into it, I think it would just be easier if, because I feel like you guys are having some memory issues. I think it might be easier for me to explain it to you if you know, have your full cognition. So if you are able to get that dealt with, God, it feels like I'm being a dick for you to like being mean because you have, you know, an illness, but like that's not what I'm trying to get here. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I also won't explain this to you until you have those memories. Until
What
then,
is the best way to do that? We've heard of Slate Stone, but that sounds risky.
Yeah, well, it's a little risky, but, well, she kind of looks and she's like, but here's the thing, though. Part of it is that's kind of information you have to earn, as much as I'd love to just give it to you. So part of it is, you know...
We dealt with the goblin problem. We dealt with the petrification problem. We're investigating a murder. Don't we earn a little bit of trust here?
No, for sure. I mean, and also, you know, you've seen me as I am. So, like, that alone, you know, that's big, right? You know, you saw that, and I didn't, you know, have to... I said, you know what? It's okay that you know this. And honestly, that was kind of a big call on my end that I'd prefer that I didn't make. But I've already shared more than I really should because I trust you. If this was just a me thing, then I would have said something. But unfortunately, I do have to respect the chain of command. So, I can't just yet. But I'll put a good word in for you, and if you're able to get this memory thing in and sort it out, then I think we should be good.
You're going to put a word in with the Shadow Guard or with Ignis or with Star City? Could we get a little bit of clarification?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. And then she kind of pauses as she realizes, she like thinks on it. She's like, well, I will put in a word that you are here to Ignis if I see him. He is pretty busy lately.
Does he have a habit of harvesting people that have fallen into this version of Burn?
I don't know. That doesn't sound like him. That's a little off.
We found footprints that we could only relate to his abilities up by the cliff, which is where we were being directed by a group of disguised Dragonborn when we fell into the sea. I don't mean to be making too many connections, but we're lacking information, and the only thing we can do is act on what we know. And all we know is that somebody we think to be Ignis was attempting to harvest us we fell into a world without any memories, or very few. And we are very suspicious of this whole situation. And we don't want to be, since you seem like a very go-getting, do-gooder kind of individual. And I like your horse.
Oh, yes, thank you. They're great.
He's quite the charmer. Or they're quite the charmer.
Yes. Well, all right. I'll tell you this. If I can think of a good mission for you, because this is good, but if I can figure something else, and then she kind of pauses and she's like, "Oh, you know what though? Last I heard, you know what? I think there might potentially be an issue going on with in Little Castleton. Now, they have a lot of guards. They might be able to handle it, but we're a little thin, and what I can say is things are a little disorganized at the moment. And I'll leave it at that. And so any help that we can get in terms of, trying to help reel things in a little bit more and help get things more together, that'd be great.
She's saying that I'm just outright casting Detect Thoughts again. I'm not even going to try to hide it.
Mm-hmm. And
Does she do anything to stop me or question it as I'm casting it?
No. And then, like, one of the first thoughts that you hear after casting is like, oh, you know what? That's fair. I can't, I don't blame him for this. A little bit of an invasion of privacy, but I can't say I don't blame him.
So she knows the spell immediately.
Yeah.
She's very well versed in spellcraft. Okay.
I'm going to say, so we're just going to be, you're just sending this off on a little adventure just for us to find out everything for ourselves.
No.
But we're trying to get something now that'll just help us. Can't you just give us something?
And make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good job, Avalon.
And she'll kind of pause and she'll go, you're right. Hold on. And she pulls out of her pocket some white stone. And
cocaine.
She breaks off half of it and of like a brick and hands it to Avalon. And she's like, now this should probably last for one person decent amount. So if you start feeling your memories fade, this should at least keep you at a net 0. It's admittedly, in terms of how to get them all back, that I'll have to ask around. I was never a part of that.
In her head, does she think about how to get them all back?
And in her head, she's like, man, she's like, man, they are so determined and like, they seem like they're good allies. I guess Timmel brought them in. I don't know. But God, I hate that we have to test everyone like this. I wish we could go back to being fully trusting. Also, too, even it's not my call, and frankly, I don't even know how the hell to get full memories back. The only people I know who got all their memories back were here from the beginning, or higher members. Frankly, I don't know why the hell Timmel doesn't have his memories if he is who I think he is. So that also is suspicious.
I have to try to pry deeper at that. I need to know who Timmel is too.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
She has to make a saving throw, and she will know.
Saving.
But once I'm in her head, I get more information.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make a
I'm
saving
assuming
throw,
she'll
or-
just use a legendary resistance, but that's information in and of itself.
And it seems like this is where the campaign begins. It's starting to heat up.
And that's going to be a legendary resistance used.
Yeah. People keep failing on their detect thoughts. You need to roll better.
Yeah, I know.
But she had a legendary resistance. That's what they're good for. And anybody that doesn't know what a legendary resistance is, really powerful creatures that are important to the story and world get special abilities like legendary actions, legendary resistances. They're like bosses.
Yep.
We'll find out when we fight her later.
If we fight her later.
Yeah, so with that, she does succeed, because what's the spell DC? Is it like
It's
16?
16.
16?
Yeah, I'm not 18. What are we, level 10?
Hey, look, I'm not gonna pretend I know it. So she does succeed, and she's like, hey, she's like, I'm sorry. Look, I know especially with that whole harvest stuff. Like, I know this doesn't look good. I don't know what was going on with that. I don't know why they said harvest. That's a weird thing. I'm sure Ignis probably did come to make sure you guys were doing okay upon arrival, but anything other than that, I honestly wish I could.
What would have happened if we had not been saved, quote unquote, by a kraken, and all of our disguised dragonborn enemies were killed? Because that is what happened. What would have happened if that weren't what happened?
Well, clearly there was some kind of mistake going on, and that would have been sorted out upon, once you guys came in and we realized who you were and got everything sorted out. Nothing like that would have happened.
I gotta ask, do you all actually know who we are?
No, it's just...
She knows who Timmel is. She knows who Timmel is, and she seems to be quite impressed or aware of him. But Timmel doesn't seem to remember what she wants him to remember, and we are therefore being tested. Just from taking a peek around her thoughts.
And she'll kind of
really
squint too at Hawka for a moment and be like, "Do I know you? I can't remember you. Who the hell are you?" No. And she'll kind of shake it off.
If she says, "Who do I know you?" out loud, I would introduce myself as the owner of Haka Philicour.
She's like, "Oh yeah."
If she knows that.
Oh, were you the? Oh yeah, that probably is you, huh? All right, fair enough. And the
care to elaborate, or are you just going to keep saying mysterious things?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna air out her private information like that. That's her thing. If she wants to tell you.
And what about Timmel? Why do you expect Timmel to remember more than everybody else? And why are you so concerned that he doesn't?
Well, and she kind of bites her lip a little bit, and it's like, oh God, I've definitely already said too much. And then she'll pause and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I really should get to those curing those petrified people. But I'm gonna get to doing that."
Would it change your mind at all if you knew the princess's situation?
And she'll pause and go, "The who?"
Ava Sibyl.
Oh.
I'm going to spend my last second level spell slot on detect thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm to 0.
And Needles is killing it right now.
Surface level thoughts are, she's like, "Oh, fuck, I thought she was dead. All the intel said that Sibyl only had one kid. Reports said Sibyl's daughter was dead. This is probably a problem."
So reports are saying that Sibyl's only has one child. Why is that a problem? Sorry, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm in your head.
Yeah.
And we need more information here.
And she's like, "Well, so..." And she'll kind of pause and look at you and be like,
"Sorry.
Have you heard of the tragedy of the city of Embers? Or Emberville, sorry. Have you heard of the tragedy of Emberville?"
Do we make checks to see who knows about that and who doesn't?
If it's...
I have a core memory related to that, I think.
Yes.
Well, that's useful.
Yeah.
Is
Did the rest of us just not
I'm
know?
sure I was there when it happened.
And she'll look and she'll be like, "Yeah." As you like kind of think on it, she's like, "No, I wouldn't expect someone from Bern to know. That's more of a draconian tale. Mainly those who are there."
I would speak up and say that I think I was there, but I don't remember exactly what happened.
And she goes, "Well, if only we could all be so lucky. Needless to say, Queen Sabile's peace came at a bit of a price. And
her thoughts about this are
she is very focused on what she is saying.
okay, so it's exactly what she's saying, no other details.
Yeah.
Okay.
As she's like trying very hard to like properly word what she's saying. And then she just says, what's important to know, and she'll just kind of lean in and be like, look, how many of you guys are citizens of Bern?
Am I technically a citizen? Because I know the way I got to Bern, I was born in the thicket, right?
Yeah,
and then
you are not
ended up in Bern.
legally a citizen, no.
Okay, I am not a citizen. Got it.
I don't think I am.
I shouldn't be.
Just Severance.
Nah, I haven't gotten my passport yet.
Avalon should be, right? Unless I'm misremembering.
I believe I am, but I don't like want to bring that out.
Maps up there.
Yeah.
But I don't think that makes me a citizen.
Uh,
Unless you have to be a citizen to do trade?
So, no, but Severance, you are, because you remember the church. So I think it's just Severance and Avalon. And Avalon, you said you're keeping it to yourself?
Yeah, because I feel like with what I've been through with Thicket and also with my, because I don't know how she'll react to my weapon as also being a citizen Burn at the same time.
Yeah, so you're like, kind of like put it behind you a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm like trying not to have that out in the open.
Yeah.
And also not being considered Burn citizen.
And she's like,
I spent some time in Evergrowth because Severance isn't here, so Severance couldn't even pick up.
Oh, yeah.
I spent some time in Evergrowth and most of my life in Evergrowth and Academia, or what is it? Not Academia.
Thorothought?
Thorothought, around that area.
And she's like, well, the nation that you know of Bern isn't quite what it seems, and
I didn't get to see as much of it as I would have liked. So I'm not exactly sure how it seems in a lot of places.
Well, we're doing, and she's like, well, right now, we're just trying to right some wrongs here.
And does it change your opinion if we are here to find the prince?
I mean,
is that an issue?
Again, if you were sent here, it depends on who sent you. Because if it was us and it wasn't communicated to me, then there could be a good reason for us to want you to find him. But,
is the war between Bern and Draconia still going on?
Not officially.
Under the table. But the conflict continues.
And she'll look, and she won't say anything, but she'll just quietly nod. And then surface level thought is like, yeah, I don't think there ever was truly peace. If anything, the war didn't truly start until after it ended.
Is the prince at the center of this conflict? Or just a pawn?
And she'll just look and be like, we all have a part to play. And unfortunately, mine is getting back to reviving those who are here and returning to Academia.
Ava, do you have anything to comment about the situation?
And Ava's like,
I kind of like stop Needles from doing that real quick.
Oh, you stop. You stop from doing it. I guess we can make checks.
Yeah, go ahead. And
what checks are we making?
First things first, let's do a quick initiative roll.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So bad.
And really quick, Needles. Give me
Yes.
either insight or
Okay,
survival.
Or survival. Those are both -4.
Uh-oh.
And I have no DM inspiration. 12's pretty decent for me. 12's
So-
pretty decent for me.
Well,
When we fight her, if we fight her.
Please
and
don't.
so you have actually I guess investigation could potentially work too. What's the modifier for investigation, Needles?
+8. That's a lot
Plus
better than
8.
my insight.
Like,
That's much better.
yeah. Give me an investigation roll as well. So like I'll sit on the 12, but like the 2 will probably work in tandem.
I don't have any DM inspiration. It's just a 12.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so just kind of looking on it and thinking, and based on like what her previous reaction was, so she has been friendly and trying to work with you guys, but you have a feeling that if you reveal Ava, she might be taking Ava by force. Reluctantly, so she might not kill you. Like, she would probably just knock people unconscious while fighting. But she would take Ava.
Okay, well, I will... as Avalon, I will hesitate long enough for Avalon to stop me, is what I will say.
Gotcha. And she's like...
And I will just...
sorry,
I'll just let the conversation continue.
And she'll just go, but, yeah, if apparently there's a royal family member that we didn't account for, that could be problematic. I do appreciate you bringing this up.
Why would it be a problem, though?
Where are you able to share where you last saw her or anything like that? Or is this kind of like a, you'll only share as much as we're able to share?
I'm of the opinion that we share as freely as possible, but unfortunately, you don't seem to be of that opinion.
No, you're right. Man, that would make things easier for us, though. Again, it's not really my call, but if it was my call, I would make the decision to, I feel like it would be a fair trade of information. So, it might take a while before I make contact, but I'll make requests to see if I can fill you guys in on more.
I will say, though, the reason we're aware of the information of her being alive is a connection between myself, Enki, and the Fairy King. Does that mean anything to you?
And she's like, sorry, I'm not as familiar with the... And she pauses and she's like, oh, well, I thought their influence was limited here. Oh, well. And she'll be like, huh. I mean, that's odd information. If I remember correctly, isn't the Fairy King one of the possible candidates for the next God of Chaos? That's certainly something.
I look at Enki. I don't know.
Enki, you know this is true. A lot of the residents of the thicket understand that it's like, some of them even just assume he has the title and just doesn't officially claim it. Like, he wouldn't admit to having it even if he was the current. Because you would be aware. Actually, make a history check or a religion check, Enki.
Religion, damn it. Alright. Religion. Here we go.
Yeah. So you would know that after their fight between Lojak, the god of order, and Entrope, the god of chaos, as Lojak died and spread his body throughout the lands, to especially near the thicket, as you were a citizen aware, which was like Entrope's favorite land to kind of like dampen the land. Entrope kind of got bored after his like constant fight with Order kind of ended. And so without a proper play thing, or without a proper play buddy, he's like, oh, well, this just isn't fun anymore. So he gave up his powers of a god. And it's said that no one's fully sure what determines who's the next, like, who gets his powers next. Some say, in true Chaos fashion, it's purely random. That any person at any time could get the powers of Entrope and become the current god of Chaos for a random amount of time, and then lose that power, and it could go to someone else. Some people feel that that's how it is. Others feel that Entrope's a little more careful about it and will pick whoever is the most chaotic. So there is some disputing about it until it kind of came to the realization of like, well, the Fairy King wouldn't tell us. Like, even if he was the god of chaos, it would be too boring for him to just tell us. He's gonna let us assume he is or isn't. That's more fun.
Pretty chaotic. That's pretty chaotic.
And so they're like, he's never gonna tell us, and he already has insane powers. So like, how are we gonna know? And he knows that. So a lot of people will actually worship him as a patron, and he is capable of giving powers through that.
I shall relay that to my team, some information.
And she's like, yeah, but anyway, yeah, I'd like to tell you guys more, but unfortunately I gotta hold off. But if I get permission to, I'll let you know. I'm not really good at the whole being secretive thing, which is part of why I really need to remember my orders more. But it has been good talking with you guys. I really appreciate how helpful you've been. It sucks that I can't really give you everything, and I really appreciate your patience with that. But I hope you guys have best of luck. And she'll say, oh, but I'll tell you this one thing. There have been things, there are some people who might claim to, and like, she motions to the symbol, claim that this is their symbol. But the problem with using a calling card is technically anyone can leave it behind. Which is why it's stupid to leave a calling card. And like in the surface level is the vain bastards.
I would be way over by now.
Oh, it's true.
It's way done.
Yeah,
No
and
more
honestly,
detect
she'd
thoughts.
probably just say it under her breath, like vain bastards. And she's like, so unfortunately, this guy could be using a surname because I don't recognize the name Gryffindale. Now, this could be a situation of one group branch not telling the other branch what's going on. So just know, in the off chance that someone attacks you and claims that they're using this symbol or whatever, please don't view that as me attacking. I give you my word that I would tell you who I am and that I'm going to attack you if I attack you.
Thank you.
Because you guys seem pretty honorable and deserve that much. And plus, I don't think that's necessary.
Does Gryffindale wearing warm gloves and smelling like a wet dog and taking frequent visits to the forest mean anything to you?
I don't know. Maybe he's into some weird shit.
When did you
Fair
smell
enough.
it? How do you know he smells like
No,
wet
someone-
dog?
Out of character, John told us that.
Yeah.
John told us that. So
Oh.
John met him a couple times.
Mm.
Damn, that's how he described him? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
smells like a wet dog. I think Enki has the, or is it? I think it's Enki that has the note from Griffin to John. In Enki's head. Enki, do you want to show her the note between Griffin and John?
What's in it for me?
I don't know. This is an investigation. I guess if you said that, I guess I would have flown close enough for you to whisper, but she probably saw you whisper.
All right, all right. I'll hand over the note.
And she'll take a look at it and read through it, and she'll go, all right, this is concerning. All right, only fair. You gave me some knowledge. I'm going to give you some knowledge. So, Shadow Guard, right? They're kind of like a branch, right? You know, we're a government after all. They're a group that we work with, but this feels off. I don't think this is something we want them to do. I think if this was going on, a business with Illithids or whatever, I think we'd want that shut down immediately. So I don't like that, because either A, someone's posing as this group and, you know, doing stuff they clearly shouldn't, or B, this group is doing that, and it means instead of, it's either A, someone pretending to be us, or B, it's actually a branch of us that's actively defying what we're trying to accomplish here. So neither are great, and I do have to report this. I really appreciate you bringing this information. Hey, I don't know what that bounty is that you were offered, but I'll double it.
Triple it.
Make a persuasion roll with advantage.
Jib, can I tell her what the bounty is? Like how much it is first?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, first, as you say triple it, she'll pause and roll persuasion with advantage. And she'll pause and she'll be like, you know, how much were you offered?
Well, the mayor's either going to give us 1,000 gold or 10 stars to get in Star City.
Well, first of all, if you take his offer, you should take the gold, because as of right now, I think the star is only 1 to the 100 gold. So if my math's right there,
it's not even trade.
Yeah, it's about an even trade actually. So, however, the value of stars has been going up lately. It is on an upward trend. So I would take it in stars. Actually, that is the better investment.
Is this man trying to sell his stocks?
And she like kind of pauses and she's like, "Oh yeah, you haven't been. Yeah, no, it's if you're into that kind of thing, it can be fun, I guess."
We'll just sneak in.
And she'll like sneak into Star City.
A level 16 zone. Good idea.
She's like, "Good luck."
Don't need it.
And she pauses and she's like, okay, out of respect for, and then she kind of pauses and looks to the rest of the group and she's like, how important is it that he survives?
Yeah, well, we can take his boots if he doesn't, so not particularly.
And then she'll look back at Enki and be like, you know what? Give it your best shot.
I knew you'd come around.
And she's like, egg on my face for thinking otherwise. I apologize. And then goes back to the group and is like, don't try it.
Starting to get worried about my value too.
But she'll be like, yeah, if you're able to take him alive, because I'd like to ask him some questions, that will be, so if I tripled that, that would be, what, 300 stars? Because, no,
30.
No,
it would be
300. We'll take 300. That
Yeah.
sounds delightful.
Because
we'll take 50 or 100.
Yeah.
Any number that's higher than 10 is really good for us.
Yeah, no, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 of you, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We have some other friends, but 8 primary friends, yes.
8. Yeah, so I'd make it so each of you would get 15 stars.
Okay.
That's better than 30. That sounds very good. And that requires him being alive
That requires him to be alive. Now,
and brought to academia?
if you capture him and bring him to me, yes. However, part of that payment is discretion. This obviously is a bad look if a group of our organization if this is legitimately someone from our organization making odd calls, not great. So try to be discreet if you can, please. And the other thing, if they are who I think they are, then taking them alive might be fairly difficult. So you will still get paid if you bring them dead. Just it won't be as much payment, I'm afraid. It'll still be, I think, 7 stars each. I think that's a decent payment. So, yeah, about half if he's brought in dead. I think that's fair.
So 5,600 gold worth of stars for dead, and 12,000 for alive in gold value. And it's going up, so it might be worth more by the time we finish.
Exactly.
Are we allowed to bring him to the mayor at all?
Double up on rewards. I think that breaks the discretion agreement.
Yeah, that kind of breaks it. Well, how about this, though? I think the mayor's kind of stupid. So
bring somebody else.
Like
this guy's Enki.
You could try doing that, but maybe something a little bit less fraudulent. Just like we could lop off one of his fingers and then show being like he's not going to be a problem anymore or something like that.
All right.
Brings the total to 13,000. That's a good bounty in my mind.
Bartholomew likes his money.
And now, mind you, I only ever carry 100 stars on me. So I'll have to go back to Academia. So if for whatever reason you're able to instantly get him, I won't be able to pay out until I get back to Academia. So that'd be awesome if you get him sooner. Just know that if you do get him sooner, I'll have to pay you in Academia.
Well, since you gave us that little job that we should go look into at Wilcaston, we may be able to do it. Go get him quickly enough to come back here, and then just go to Wilcaston, and then go to Academia and meet up with you.
Gotcha. Oh, and just a warning: if the apple has fallen close to the tree at all, I'd be very careful with Ava if I were you. Because I don't know much about... I didn't know really her existence, but I know her mother. And that is a problem.
Well, the Fairy King knows more than us. We're a little bit out of information in every facet. I could send a message to the Fairy King, though. You want me to reach out?
I mean, he's like the god of chaos. Or, no, he's not the god of chaos, but he's very interesting. We can try.
And any requests as to what you want me to ask him? 25 words.
Is she going to be a problem?
I will use the spell sending. I don't know if this is going to work. Wait, does anybody else have any requests for me sending any information to the Fairy King?
And she kind of pauses and she's like, it might not work though, as she like kind of thinks on it.
No, it's worth trying.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Is it because this is not a version, this is a different version of Burn, and he's in the thicket?
Yeah, trying to get messages into the thicket can be a little difficult.
It can send across other planes of existence.
Yeah, 5% chance of failure, but it might be different in the thicket.
Hello, Fairy King. I said hi.
But you can give it a shot. And then go ahead and roll a d20.
D20.
All right.
9.
So is that the message you send?
I will say to the Fairy King, Mr. Fairy King, we're here with a dear friend from the Shadow Guard who's curious about Ava, worrying that she might be an issue. Glorb says hi. Also, do you know much about the Shadow Guard that you could share? I'm sure that's around 25.
That's
I
fun.
wasn't counting.
And so could you type that out really quick in the chat?
I don't remember exactly what I said.
worries,
I
no
remember
worries.
saying,
Okay. I got the response here.
here with Nala, Shadow Guard. Here with Nala, Shadow Guard is the first thing I said. Is Ava an issue?
Glorb said hi.
Glorb.
Yeah, that's
Hello?
important. That one's important.
And then the last thing I said was, do you know anything about the Shadow Guard?
And some images appear in front of you. 1 second. And almost there.
I need to mark off my spell slot.
There you go. Some images appear before you guys.
Muscle and tentacle.
How profound.
And that is what you get. And then also below it just says scene.
Ogre. Clown. And this appears before everybody, including Nala.
Yeah.
I think this Fairy King is a freak.
I think that the Shadow God might be freaks if they're involved with tentacles. But I think if that's in the right order, that might be the response. Do you know about the Shadow God? And his response is tentacle? I assume the muscle is for Glorb, the clown is for Ava being an issue, and the ogre is for Nala, Shadow God? I could be misinterpreting.
The tentacle. Is it Craig?
It
It
could
could be
just mean that
Craig.
they have a lot of reach. They have their hands in many places.
Does this mean
There's
anything to you,
one-
Nala?
And she's got to look at it and be like, I don't know, man. This guy seems like he's crazy.
At the very least, if my Go ahead,
Sorry.
Avalon.
I was saying that was what I was thinking.
At the very least, he doesn't seem to think Ava should be an issue, so you probably don't have to worry about it, considering he sent a clown face in response. That's my interpretation.
That's fair. Well, yeah, hopefully she's nice. She's probably young still. Maybe don't, if you run into other people like Shadow Guard or otherwise, maybe don't share about her being around, just in case. And I actually might just keep that to myself then if she's not going to be a problem. No need to report it if it's not an issue. But maybe just keep it to yourself just in case.
Can I ask, since you're saying be careful of the Shadow Guards, I know you're not going to be able to tell us most about the Shadow Guards, but how can we tell that they're the Shadow Guards?
Well, if you see a Dragonborn pretending to not be a Dragonborn, it's probably it. not to be racist, but like if it is a black dragonborn, they are of that tribe. Actually, a lot of the green dragonborn have been doing that lately too. Really weird. You'd think they wouldn't get along, but And then and some of the reds have been doing it too. The red dragonborn have been getting into it lately. And
Does it
well, and
bother
of
you at
course
all?
recruits.
Does it bother you at all that a ship full of probably Shadow Guard members was destroyed and eaten by a kraken? Is that of concern to you? Do you know Craig?
I'm sorry, who?
The Kraken. Craig the Kraken.
Oh, yeah,
I could send him a message.
That creature is, it's just a being of destruction. It's a risk they take. Usually it doesn't come this close to shore, though, which is a little bit weird, but...
A being of destruction. He was actually quite friendly.
Huh. That's weird.
Maybe he just doesn't like the taste of... No, he was friendly to our Dragonborn friends.
Huh. And she'll be like, interesting. Gotta be honest, I don't think I have answers for that. I don't know. That's really weird. But anyway, I'm gonna head to work. Is there anything else you guys have left to discuss with me? This is a lot to take in, and I got a lot of people to unpetrify.
It's not just people. He's also did different animals, so you're going to have to be careful about that.
Yeah, but the animals don't have to be fixed here. I could take them in a cart and then wheel them back to Academia.
And you're also going to have to try to buy them back from people.
Huh. Do they have, humans, or do they have animals?
Some, I believe,
We know
someone
that has a goose.
Yeah, one has a goose. I don't know about anyone else.
I mean, I hate to say it, but, animals get killed all the time for, hunting and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure he was only petrifying people to be sold as thralls to illithids.
He was what now? Oh, and then she remembers the note.
You read the note.
Yeah. She remembers the note, and she's like, oh my god, that's right. You said you dealt with him, right?
Very dealt with.
And she goes, okay. I feel like that might have been another person we'd want alive.
Because we did find human statues with the goblins that we took care of.
Yes, we did want to mark that on your map. We took care of the Gorgon and the goblins and the Gorgon were connected. Aka, do you want to maybe give her a map to direct her of the land route to the goblins?
And she's like, here, you can just mark it on my map, and she'll pull out.
I'll mark it on her map.
And in your head, just don't give her information about the tunnel. We might still use that too.
I won't give her... I mark on her map just where the cave of the goblins is.
Yeah, if you gave away
about the tunnel.
If you gave away the tunnel, well, I'm pretty sure I'm in the tunnel with the goblins, so way to throw me under the bus if you did mention it.
No, she just shows where their cave is.
Severance has been hiding the entire time.
By the way, go look at this guy who's hiding.
John is also there, so we might not want to.
Oh yeah, that's also true. Yeah, the guy.
We'll just throw everybody under the bus.
And also his other Gorgon.
We never said he was dead, so we did not lie. We said it was handled, which is completely true. He just might be interpreting it differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
For future reference,
we don't even have an instant win if they did attack us in the tunnel, because surely they'd undo the petrification on themselves, or surely they have some kind of resistance.
Well, like I was saying before, legendary resistance is so really powerful creatures can just choose to resist effects up to a couple times per day, depending on how strong they are. So that doesn't work in this case.
Yeah.
Plus, her saving throw is probably high. Nala, for future reference, if we did find someone involved with Illithid, or pretending to be a member of the Shadow Guard, or petrifying people, if we brought them to you in Academia alive, how much would that be worth? Just so we can know how to value it and prioritize it, so we don't make the same mistakes.
No, of course, of course. So let's see. If anyone dealing with Illithids, they're gonna be worth more alive. I'm hesitant to pay for him dead just because, like, I trust you to not just kill people and say that they were doing that, but it would help if they were alive for me to decide that as well. What else? In terms of Illithids, and she's, like, very upset as she says this. She's like, they have to be taken. I'm pretty sure they have to be taken alive. If they're dead, I'll give you a thumbs up and a pat on the back, but I don't think I can pay you for if they're dead. They're only worth it to me alive, I'm afraid.
But, like, specific numbers, like, for example, if we found somebody in Castleton who fit the exact description of, or fit the exact same requirements as the Gorgon petrifying fellow, John Williams, if we found somebody like that in Castleton and turned them in Academia, how much would that be worth? Like, specific numbers, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm a numbers guy. I pull out my notebook and start writing.
If you're doing it in stars, I'll say 10. If it's someone alive who's doing that kind of thing. Dead, 5, or equivalent gold value.
Good to note. And I'll close my notebook.
And again, I really appreciate you offering that. Because, yeah, sure, you're looking for a reward, but, like, any job should get paid, so don't feel bad about that.
Well, it's also more work for us to keep them alive.
Exactly. So, I really appreciate you offering that, and then, you know, if you do successfully do it, I'll pay you, but I also appreciate it. So, yeah, no. I'm gonna, if there isn't anything else, I'm gonna get to work. Again, really appreciate how cool you guys were about all this stuff. And also just another reminder, because while thinking on it and looking at stuff, I'm pretty sure I can confidently say that if Ava was going to be a problem, she was going to be a problem by now. So,
yeah, she couldn't be more problematic than a goldfish, I'm sure.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she would have done something by now if that's what her intent was. So, and, you know, it's a pretty big pond, you know what I mean? She may be a big fish in her pond, but...
On a scale of 1 to 20, how powerful would you have said Ava would have been in, like, her prime?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know she was alive up until this point.
How powerful would you say you are on a scale of 1 to 20? 17, 18?
And she'll just kind of smile and she'll be like, I don't think it goes high enough.
She's taking epic levels, guys. We don't want to mess with her.
And she'll just give a smile.
She's aura farming.
And you do feel like a bit of a temperature change in the room that like causes just the shift of pressure in the room due to the temperature change causes a bit of a breeze that will like that blows her hair a little bit as she says that and gives a bit of a smirk.
I just roll my eyes. Like, okay.
And then she goes, anyway, sorry, I get ahead of myself. I suppose I should get back to work. And she's like, I appreciate the location for where those are. I'll get started. And there's some stuff in the market too, right?
Animals.
Yeah.
No people in the market. Just in his home.
In the home.
And yes. And we did talk to the mayor, and that home does belong to us now, so don't make too much of a mess.
Oh, no. No mess. And if I do make a mess, I'll make sure to clean it. Paladin's honor.
I mean, if you could just clean up while you're there, it's already a bit of a mess. I mean, if you're gonna be there.
No.
Needles, don't do that. Don't do that.
I actually, Needles actually laughs. I'm just kidding.
And she's like, but you know what though? Why don't we tell the guards that there's an investigation that needs to be done there, and maybe they'll clean it.
Please don't. You should not do that. Actually,
I don't know if I trust them to even clean up a home.
No, right, but you don't tell them to clean up the home, right? You make that.
Tell them there's an investigation and they
Yeah.
clean up. I see.
Mm-hmm. As long as you make the goal what their fuck up would be, I think that's how you plan it. But anyway, so you clean fee. Bro, the cleaning fee is insane.
No, we gotta be like, if it's not clean, you what?
And she's like, well, I'm going to be getting to work. You guys have a good one. I believe you were heading out, if I'm correct. I tried to get here early. I knew you guys were potentially going to be on the move.
I think we're heading to Castleton. And we have a bit to discuss about where we're going. I think Castleton's first on the list, though.
I think we're trying to get to Gryffindale quickly.
Oh, right. Do we think he's in the forest?
That's
I
our
suppose
best
we should.
lead. Yeah.
We should investigate that first. You're right. I had forgotten that was where we suspected he was. So we'll actually be in the same direction.
Yeah.
For a bit, since that's near the goblins.
She's like, yeah, this might take me some time. If you guys are heading out, I'll try to meet you, but no guarantees.
I can always send a message to get in contact so we know where you are for delivery of bounties.
Perfect. Because I could even, afterwards, we could meet up in Academia or something like that. Or if you don't find him right away, and I get to Academia, maybe I could meet you midway or something. But anyway, off to work, and she heads over to the house of John. And
she sees it's a huge mess from our slumber party.
Yes. There's like food on the ground and everything. It's like, oh wow, Jesus. There's like empty cans. You didn't even open anything that was in a can. They just kind of showed up.
I feel like it was Enki. Read that. Didn't even see him do it.
Oh. In a rich man's house, you have nowhere to spit but his face. Yeah, so with that, I believe we will call this session. Unless, is there anything else anyone would like to do before we end session?
Nothing in character, but I do have a question, because I think it will determine how play Haka just a little bit. The mystery memory. Do I know that don't remember that memory? Or do I just not know that I don't know it?
Yeah, so at this point, if a memory is forgotten, you also don't realize you've forgotten it. Unless something causes you to actively try to remember it.
Okay, so there's just no way for me to realize that memory.
At this current moment. And also, you could do an investigation roll really quick.
Would it be possible to forget that you forgot the memory, and so the memory comes back? Like 2 negatives make a positive?
No. But also, there is a chance that you might potentially get more details from that memory if you remember it more.
Okay, and then the Amethyst Dragonborn that I have
Or Amethyst Pseudo-Dragon?
No, the Amethyst Dragonborn I have for allies, Jezebel Sapphire Heart. That's the one that I gave a map to, right?
Yes, and she was one of your original investors.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I put... her name in the
And here, I'm just gonna go ahead.
or
and load
memory.
too,
Oh
just real
no,
quick.
I think he's gone. I was gonna ask him to run to Star City for us for the end of the session. He could probably do it. Day and back.
Honestly, just a quick dude. It is so convenient having him able to run so fast. Just